pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Monday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that greatly, and we do have a good program for you today. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. Deb will do that around 3:20 with Woke News. 4 o'clock hours, our buddy Brandon Kravitz in with sports. We'll talk March Madness, Orlando Magic, Orlando City, the women's NCAA Finals, baseball kicking off. Cool stuff there. 5 o'clock hour, we have trivia with tickets to see Orlando City soccer. And we'll end it up with Ray Trinley, and you heard it here first, plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely, very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
And straight ahead, producer C. Lane.
Hello.
Yay.
My gosh.
God, hey, buddy. Hey, do a little radio today. How you doing, man? You all right?
Doing good. How are you?
That's tough, man, having a back-to-back.
Yeah.
I would occasionally have a break where I would do the morning show and then take a break during the afternoon show and then host Jim's show at times.
Right.
That's not too bad. You know, you live right around the corner. You can kind of dip out and then come back.
I think if I had to do that, I wouldn't go home. I don't live close enough that the trip home and then trip back would be worth it for me.
Yeah, I lived right across the street there for a while, so it was easy for me to dip out and then dip back in. But, man, back-to-back is a little trying. Thank you for your time today. I appreciate it greatly.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, it's just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. And you can also check us out on YouTube as well. Just go to Jim Colbert Live, click right through. And while you're there, give us a like and a subscribe. We appreciate that greatly. Find us all on our social media accounts as well. Very easy to do that. Also, we only have 8 tickets left for the Harry's Poolside Bar and Grill gig.
Really?
That's it, just 8, $70 a piece. We'll be doing it this Saturday night, 6. You've actually been to 2 of these, have you not?
I've been to more than 2.
I know it's at least 2.
Yeah, my wife and I have like, and I know that other people experience this because this is an event that we do that has regulars.
Yes.
And so we have like friends, in quotes, that we only see there.
Yeah, it is weird. Matter of fact, I even said that last week when they came in. We're just firing this back up. Celine and his wife would come out to these things. And let me just say this real quick, because sometimes it's my voice saying this, and the other guys haven't been here, for $70.
Oh, totally worth it.
Is it one of the best pairing deals that you can get in the city for $70?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, Hidden Springs beer this week.
Okay, and also sometimes your mileage varies with the brewery that's involved.
Yeah.
And then because we've had some that's like, all right, here's a bunch of great beers and whatever, and then we have some that are like, oh, you need a refill? You need a refill?
Oh,
refill.
Yeah,
And I was like, all right, now they're getting their $70 worth for sure.
And look, we met the guy from Hidden Springs, Brandon, I believe his name was.
Yeah.
And my man was open-eyed. He's like, I got a lot of beer to get rid of, so let's have some fun. So it's harryspoolside.com. If you did not get your ticket, only $70 a piece. It is limited. We have 8 seats left. So go grab them. You heard it from Celine. He's been to a number of these things for the money. It's a great time. And the people who go are a blast. So we hope to see you there for sure.
And it's not like it's a small bite.
No.
Each
It's great.
one of those plates
You're full. I mean, it's great. And they have a deal package if you want to stay there the night and really get loose.
They had a really good, I think one of the ones had an octopus carpaccio as the first.
Yeah, I remember that.
First taste, first
plate.
course.
Your first course, right?
Your first plate. And that one was really good.
Yeah. In a multitude of proteins, which I love about these guys. They make everything from chicken to octopus, like you were saying. You have beef. I've had fish ribs.
Oh, I remember the fish ribs.
Fish ribs.
I remember going,
What?
Fish have ribs?
Yes, they do. And it was great. So anyway, we hope to see you there. harryspoolside.com. Grab your tickets. 8 left. We'll see you Saturday night. All right, 407-916-1041. How was everybody's Easter? Good. I know that you guys have already talked about this, Chris, but how was your Easter?
It was good. We hosted it at my house. It was the first Easter with the baby, so we kind of picked our house as like.
Now, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Do you guys normally celebrate Easter? Or you're an Easter family?
We normally get together for it.
Okay, gotcha.
Our celebration, our get together is not. It used. Growing up, it was religious in nature. You know?
Sure, yeah.
I went to church. I hate to use the word religiously, but that's what the word is for. I went to church every Sunday, and I played drums at my Catholic church.
Nice.
So we were in the church, and so Easter was very much a religious celebration. Now that we get together, we have not gone to church.
Right.
But
more of a mimosa celebration.
There was a few of those.
I like that.
And so it was more just a great excuse to get together.
Good.
Put the kid in a cute outfit. And,
that's right, man.
To just eat some ham.
And that's it. You'll notice that once you have a kid, all these holidays, all these moments are just to dress the child up for photographs. That's it. Everything else is ancillary. Just get in, get out. Just get the photos with the kid, move on. Has he
and this is the good thing that having it at your house meant they didn't have to pack like 13 different things in order to go.
Right. Which, I mean, we normally wouldn't be going very far away from the house anyway for something like this, but it was nice to have it on home turf.
That is good. When you have a kid, you have that excuse a lot. Hey, man, I'd love to, but the baby.
Yeah.
I'd love to go drinking, but, the baby. And it gets you out of everything, and nobody can say anything about it. Tom and Dan used to rag my ass. I mean, perpetually rag my ass because I wouldn't go out with them all the time. I'm like, look, man, I got kids. I'm sorry. I can't go out on a Wednesday night and get sloppy. And, and now they have their kids.
Right.
I'm like, you sons of bitches. No, now don't.
It'd be hilarious if they had done their homework and been like, no, we got you a sitter. He's knocking on the door as we speak. You're coming out.
All right, 407-916-1041. You, Deb, have a good Easter?
Yeah, it was quiet.
Quiet, huh?
Yeah, it was quiet.
Just you and the immediate fam?
Actually, it was just me. Chris went into to DeBerry and visited with his parents.
Oh, there you go.
I spoke to my mom.
There you go. All right.
Just kept it mellow yellow. What about you?
We had went over to the in-laws. My mom, my mother-in-law loves to cook for Christmas. We do the ham, and that's the only thing my father-in-law cooks the entire year.
Okay.
For the family, he is good at the ham. He does the pineapples with the cherries in the middle.
Oh, okay. I mean, I was wondering because you say it's the only thing he cooks, but traditionally ham is one of those things you buy pre-cooked and you just eat it.
No, he does the thing. He does the thing.
Oh, the thing.
Oh, he puts the, you got to put the pineapples on there. It is very photogenic, this ham. Right before we completely destroy it. The stereotypical like mashed potatoes, gravy, deviled eggs, and stuff like that. Loved it. It was good. Good sitting around hanging out. Then we hung out with them for about an hour after everybody left. It was great. We have working kids, so a couple of those could not make it.
Right.
Which made it that much better, really. No, but yeah. Then the most. What is the? It's so funny. I want to make sure this is just our house, or do you guys have a person in your house that designates themselves the leftovers, the distributor of leftovers?
No.
Like, or do you guys take leftovers from? I mean, is at your house though. Usually, it's the woman of the house, and not saying that misogynistically, but it's the woman of the house that makes the decision on who gets what for leftovers, and that's a big thing. Everybody has like their leftovers to take with them.
For us, it was just trying to get people to take. Listen, we've got. I had the ham was pre-carved.
Yeah,
and instead of heating it in the oven, I sous vide it.
Oh yeah, good.
So
damn, really, dude.
Yeah, just to keep the juices in.
Look at this guy.
How long did that take?
I mean, it was already cooked, so I had it at 140 for 2 hours or so.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll be damned.
But I only opened one bag, and I was like, guys, we're not going to eat all. I have a whole other bag, a whole other half of this ham. Please take ham.
Oh yeah.
Because Ashley, she only eats leftovers like the day after.
And that's it. That's how my wife is. She will not. I will eat leftovers until stuff is growing on it.
Yeah, same here.
I do not care. I love leftovers.
And what I avoided telling her, or at least bringing to her bringing to her attention was that my mom dropped that ham off a week ago. That ham is a week old.
Don't say that. What are you doing, dude? Don't say anything.
She's fine.
It's
over now.
It's over, all done?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Now, today is April Fool's Day, and it's so funny. I heard the guys on the News Junkie talking about the absurdity of it and I actually kind of agreed with Sean's argument, like nobody knows how to have fun anymore. We did a couple April Fool's things at the station years back, and they then put the kibosh on any April. We literally got a corporate letter. Did you guys talk about that?
We used to get the email every year, and
hey guys,
it was always the same person that sent it. He's since retired. I haven't seen any April Fool's letters since.
Hey guys, remember, April Fool's is a lot of fun, but sometimes can turn into something really sketchy. And then you're like, okay, so you're taking that from us. We can't do April Fool's jokes anymore.
Oh, sure we can. I had one played on me today.
Did you really?
Yes, I did. In fact, thanks to the little Post-it note, says April Fool's C Lane.
Oh.
He put it on the bottom of my mouse and then watched me go, what the? Why won't this work?
That's awesome.
And I said earlier that no good April Fool's prank should be used just once. That's one that I 8 years ago was doing to people.
I actually had a story today about that, about what the most used April Fool's joke was. Let me see if I can find it. I know what it was. What do you think, according to studies?
Okay.
This is what everything says. What do you think the most popular April Fool's joke is across the nation? And I had never even heard of this, but apparently it's one of those standard, like, putting saran wrap over the toilet.
Right.
And stuff like that. One of those pranks like that. What do you think the number one, and it's a food-related thing.
Oh, all right.
Food-related. I'll give you even a little heads up.
Oh, I have an idea.
What is it?
Loosening the salt shaker?
No, but that is a really good one.
Replacing the sugar with salt?
No, but it is replacing something with something. And I don't even know how or why you would do it. But here's the thing. Like, who this hits, I guess, would be even worse. I guess one of the things is have you heard the Oreo one?
Oh, and you replace it with like toothpaste or something?
Yeah, you replace
that's the most common April. I've never heard of it.
Apparently, that's the most common April Fool's joke that kids at home or whatever, kids are pulling this on their parents or vice versa, is you go to the Oreos in your house, you scrape the stuff off in the middle of the Oreo, and you replace it with toothpaste. So when somebody likes into an Oreo, and it's that thing where you think you're going to be drinking something, but it's something else.
Yeah.
And even though you like the something else, you're not ready for it.
Exactly.
So it hits you weird. That's exactly what it's supposed to do.
It's a lot of work, too.
It is a lot of work.
I mean,
But to watch somebody eat an Oreo with toothpaste in it would be kind of...
I would have guessed the more common one is to make somebody believe that they are late for something.
Oh, yeah.
Like just to
set the clock
screw
back
with
or
the
whatever.
clocks,
Yeah.
which is impossible
It's hard to do now,
anymore.
right?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Got a lot to talk about today. Deb, got some news?
I sure do. We're going to talk about a temporary shipping channel opening up following the bridge collapse last week. Closer to home, Orlando Commissioner Regina Hill is suspended by Governor Ron DeSantis after her arrest.
Don't say.
We'll go over some history because, like you just mentioned, today is April Fool's Day. So be careful what you fall for. We'll talk about that and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. You want to leave a talkback? You can do that as well. Go to the iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio once you get there. Use that little microphone to send it on down the line. Back with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Someday, Alexa will do everything. Alexa, can you take the dog for a walk?
Ha ha ha. No way in hell.
But until then, tell her to play Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Playing Real Radio 104.1 on iHeartRadio.
Looking at heavy traffic on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Things are up to speed through downtown for those traveling on the interstate as well as the 408. No problems to report at this time for any drivers who need to take the Beach Line or the Greenway. If you run into traffic problems, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Make the most of your spring break. Visit the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. That's the only place where you can meet an astronaut, touch a moon rock, stand nose to nose with the actual Space Shuttle Atlantis, and much more. Launch into bold new territory territory this spring at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex, now at a down-to-earth price. Tell you more about that in a second, but you need to blast off. Look, man, this place is awesome. We love it. Everybody here on the show loves the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex. You will as well, especially with this new out-of-this-world deal. Take advantage of it. It's a 2-day ticket offer costing less than $45 a day, offering maximum flexibility for the entire family. It's easy. Just visit KennedySpaceCenter.com for tickets and more information.
Join us for our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards, live from the Dolby Theater in Hollywood.
Tonight, watch on Fox, starting at 8 p.m. and listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
Otezla Last is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Awards, a celebration of artists and the fans who got them there. The fans who make the music truly come alive through their energy and positive vibes. To the fans that make live music possible, we salute you.
You got a service dog?
Actually, he's a deals dog. Since I'm looking for a new car, I trained him to sniff out awesome rates, member discounts, and fast decisions. Cool, huh?
But you know a Navy Federal Credit Union has all those things, right?
You're right. He's got the scent. Oh, wait. Nope. That's just the bacon in my pocket.
Apply for a Navy Federal Credit Union auto loan online, at a branch, or on our mobile app. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Message and data rates may apply. Visit NavyFederal.org for more information.
The Orlando Boat Show is at the Orange County Convention Center April 5th, 6th, and 7th with 19 of Central Florida's best boat dealers representing over 80 manufacturers. Fantastic deals on bass boats, bow riders, pontoon boats, wake boats, cruisers, fishing boats, and much more. Lots of family fun with Twiggy the water skiing squirrel and the trout fishing pond. Back again is the Kids Fishing Clinic with Captain Don Dingman from Book the Future TV show. And new this year, the comedy team, The Longshoremen. A variety of exhibitors showcasing an assortment of products. The Spring Boat Super Sale. You can't afford to miss. More info at OrlandoBoatShow.com.
Hey, Magic fans, when you're heading out to the Kia Center or anytime you're away from your business, commercial, or residential property, or you have a special event and you want to be sure that you're well protected, contact American Protection Services and Investigations, proud partner of the Orlando Magic. For a full list of our security services, dial 833-4-APSI. Over 30 years in the business, your safety is our top priority because your business is our business.
Introducing Tanzite Stone Tile Flooring, a game changer in the tile industry. Say goodbye to the trade-off between durability and easy installation with Tanzite's revolutionary indoor-outdoor stone tile. Visit Tanzite.com to see how our tile is installed without concrete or mortar. Instead, our innovative rubber gasket system connects the tiles together. Each tile coming pre-assembled, you simply grab one and place it. No expertise needed. At Tanzite.com, you can see how our foam back tiles contour to cover any existing floor while insulating against sound and cold. Beautiful and versatile. Tanzite tile adapts to indoor or outdoor use, from kitchens to patios, on concrete basements or wooden decks. All with the durability of stone that's guaranteed for life. Witness this innovative product yourself and order a sample today at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
When you call me for an injury case, you don't pay a dime unless we win. The call and the advice are always free. Injured on the go, just call Mo. 866-CALL-MO. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorneys.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy, and a free Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line with nationwide 5G included, all while saving big. For the big speed, big reliability, and big savings you want, get Spectrum One. Just $49.99 a month for 12 months. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan. Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
EasyCater has everything you need to make food for work. From ordering to reporting, we even keep your receipts all in one place, which means all you need to do is sit back and enjoy.
You're not having any lasagna?
All I can taste is hours of expense reports.
Relax, you used EasyCater. Enjoy the food, Ray.
Oh, no, thanks.
Enjoy it.
Amazing.
Yes, Ray, it is amazing. 100,000 restaurants and everything you need to make food for work, work. Order 24/7 at easycater.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Hey, so apparently Facebook is still a thing. Search gym members and join our group.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Jack out this week, so we have some guest producers in helping us today. C-Lane from the News Junkie. Thanks, buddy. As always, we appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. It's always good having you around. Look, I don't get to talk. I think the common misconception is that we all hang out after the show. We go to the strip clubs for about an hour, then we go home to our families. I wish. We rarely see each other.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've hung out.
It is. It's been a long time, man.
So.
All right, welcome back. I am Jim. C-Lane's right there, and Deb has your news.
And now, it's time for Woke News.
It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke.
On the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, as always, Woke News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. Crews are taking what's being called an important first step along the road to reopening the Port of Baltimore. The Coast Guard announced that a temporary channel has opened for, quote, commercially essential vessels, end quote, near the site of the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. Unified Command says the emergency route is part of a phased approach to reopening the main shipping channel that includes removing the wreckage of the bridge and the huge freighter that slammed into it, killing 6 construction workers. The temporary channel is 11 feet deep and 264 feet wide with a 96-foot vertical clearance.
Damn.
All right, there will be a notable absence at today's Orlando City Commission meeting. That's because District 5 Commissioner Regina Hill was arrested last week, and now she's been suspended by Governor Ron DeSantis from serving on the commission. There's no word on whether anyone will address her arrest. But in the meantime, Hill's case is just the latest in what one legal expert calls an epidemic of people taking power of attorney to rob the elderly blind.
Yep.
Stetson University law professor Roberta Flowers is director of the school's Center for Elder Justice. Hill, of course, the Orlando City Commissioner, accused of stealing about $100,000 from a 96-year-old woman who is mentally impaired. Now, Flowers says by assuming power of attorney, Hill had unsupervised access to the woman's finances. But by contrast, if Hill had just been a guardian, she would have had to report to a court how she spent the woman's money.
Right.
Flowers tells the Orlando Sentinel what Hill allegedly did is happening all over the country, and it's because of the lack of oversight.
God, to think that it would have been safer for her to find the Nigerian prince. Like, it would have been actually less costly for her.
No
but
doubt.
Unfortunately, she ran into an Orlando City commissioner, which is considerably more dangerous than a phone scam.
Yeah, exactly.
Which sounds like somebody you should trust, right? I mean, call me crazy.
It's completely insane. Have you read the whole story from beginning to end?
No, I knew
the allegations are so disgusting.
I knew sort of what she was accused of.
Yeah.
And then when I heard she was suspended today, talking in between breaks and stuff, and I walk out, and Governor DeSantis was still speaking, and I was like, my gosh, how many ways can you say this?
Like, God, she's probably just going over the charges.
Yeah, no doubt. All right. Meanwhile, Orlando leaders are expected to vote later this afternoon on whether to extend a moratorium on new bars downtown. The ordinance was passed last year following a series of early morning shootings. Now, if approved, a ban on new nightclubs and bars would remain in effect until September. Officials are hoping to use that time to figure out better regulations for downtown businesses.
Yeah, I'm not much of a downtown guy anymore. I know that C-Lane used to go there quite a bit, but I mean, you have to admit, since they made the changes, there have been no shootings or anything like that downtown Orlando.
So right now, there's no new bars allowed to open?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then when does that expire?
September is like when the...
Well, they're going to vote on that, and if they approve the ban, the moratorium will stay through September.
Yeah.
It's weird that would be the thing that they think, puts a Band-Aid on.
Yeah.
No new bars.
But the funny thing is like I ragged on it as well. I'm like, well, this isn't going to stop people, but it did. I mean, like, we haven't heard of a shooting out of downtown Orlando, and it seemed like last year around this time there was a spate, like every other week. Somebody was just shooting into a crowd in downtown Orlando. There was some robbery or something.
Well, not only that, you had a lot of unauthorized, clubs.
Right, yeah.
You have restaurants that, close their doors for meal service. And
Right.
then push all the tables and chairs to the side, and next thing you know, they're a nightclub without the required security.
Unless you have like very minimal exposure, I don't know how people get away with that downtown.
Yeah, right.
At least
Me either.
downtown. I know other parts of town. I've been to an after-hours gathering.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, baby, I know you want a boogie, but I got to move this foretop.
I mean, this. I went to one that was like in an office park.
Oh, yeah.
That you would not. There was no sign. I don't know how.
It immediately, like the Fire Fest all over again at a club. It felt immediately sketchy.
Oh, there's so many reasons it was sketchy, but we'll move on.
Thank you. Okay. Former NFL star Vontae Davis has reportedly been found dead.
Yeah, I saw that.
At the age of 35. Davis's body was discovered this morning in a South Florida home owned by his grandmother. Police do not suspect foul play. One of Davis's former college coaches appeared to confirm the news in a post on X. Davis played 10 seasons in the NFL for the Miami Dolphins, Indianapolis Colts, and Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
In other NFL news, former Detroit Lions cornerback Cameron Sutton remains held without bond ahead of his first court appearance in Hillsborough County. The sheriff's office says Sutton turned himself in last night, more than a week after a warrant for his arrest was issued in a domestic violence incident. The 29-year-old was booked on a charge of domestic battery by strangulation, a third-degree felony. Sutton was playing for the Detroit Lions at the time, but he has since been released. Sheriff Chad Cronister says that after weeks of evading law enforcement, Sutton finally made the right choice to turn himself in. All right, Central Florida School District is launching a pilot program to increase safety for students who ride the bus.
Okay.
It's April, though, right?
It is April, yeah.
Okay, so starting tomorrow, more than a dozen Seminole County schools are going to take part in a new system that will help track buses through GPS software. Students will scan their ID cards when they board and tap again when they get off. The district will be able to access that data when needed. Think about if a child gets on the wrong school bus.
Right, yeah.
If successful, the program could roll out to every school throughout the county at the start of the next academic year.
Man, when I was a kid, you got off the wrong bus stop. It was kind of funny for the family for a while. You got to get laughed at a little bit. If you kind of, oh, you dummy, look at you. You had to walk home, didn't you?
I would do it on purpose just to go different places.
Exactly.
I'm like, all right, I should be getting off here, but Starbucks is just one more stop.
Now you have to have a bus passport at 9.
I know.
And back in the day, man, we prayed to get let off. Like, hey, get out of here. We're like, yes, something new.
We did a thing where if the bus was late, and I think a lot of people experienced something like this, but there was an unwritten rule that if it was more than 5 minutes late, we got to go home. Never happened.
Right.
And the closest it came to happening, nobody would ever be the first person to start walking.
Oh, no.
It was just like, all right.
Yeah. Everybody's talking that mess at the bus stop. By the way, one of the great social gatherings in the U.S. that nobody really gives credit for, the bus stop gatherings, is where you really begin to learn what a bad person you are.
Did you take the school bus as a kid?
Yes, I did.
See, Lane, did you take the bus?
I did. I didn't. I would get dropped off at the bus stop, which was nice because in that neighborhood we lived on the opposite end of where it was like at the mouth of the neighborhood. We lived in the back.
Dude, walking to the bus stop as a kid is like your first glimpse of freedom. I mean, if you didn't get chaperoned, I live in the country, they didn't care.
Right.
I'd get kicked out of the house. Stop eating and leave. Just have to walk like quarter mile to the bus stop. You felt like a man. I was like 9. I was walking with my arms bowed out like I was going to take something on.
Yeah, I should have for the exercise, but I was lazy.
Stop.
Florida led the nation in the number of book challenges last year. That's according to a report by the American Library Association, which said nearly 2,700 books were targeted for removal from Florida schools and libraries. Texas was next with 1,470 book challenges. The ALA says while over 2,600 books in Florida were targeted, there were only 33, quote, attempts to restrict access to books, end quote.
There you go.
All right, drivers probably noticed a traffic shift on a busy Orange County interstate started today. The westbound lanes on I-4 between Darrell Carter Parkway to State Road 536 in Orlando slightly moved as part of a project to expand the express lanes in the area. To make the change, crews are conducting lane closures between 11:30 tonight and 6 o'clock tomorrow morning through April 4th. So if you're, on the morning show or on the road at those hours, be aware traffic shift is scheduled to remain in place until spring.
Is this going to be as much fun as that?
Really?
As that diverging diamond that pissed everybody off?
Oh my! I haven't even attempted.
I drove through it weekend one.
Did you?
Oh,
really?
Well, that's the best time to find out when there's been a lane change. 6 a.m., like an hour and a half after they pulled the cones up and let it rip.
During Bay Hill.
When you're going through there at 70 miles an hour, you're like, oops. Really? They got you in Bay Hill?
No, I mean, that was the weekend they did it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you mean when there was just a few cars on the road?
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos, Jimmy, of that diverging diamond, that new Sand Lake Road area?
No, is it gross?
Oh, like I have. I saw the animation. I was like, yeah, no, there isn't anything in that area I need to go to ever.
I mean, that area alone is where I grew up. Like, it's where I went to high school. But then after I moved away, I just avoid it.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Dr. Phillips area out there?
Yeah, people that I went to high school with would come into town like, oh, come meet me at such and such for a drink. And I'm like,
I will not.
Why don't you meet me over here?
Right,
exactly. Well, gas prices are higher in Florida. I can attest to that after having to fill up today.
They are.
Yeah, AAA reports the state average shot up 12 cents last week to a new 2024 high of $3.62 a gallon.
That's exactly what I paid.
I paid $3.69.
My God.
Despite the recent increase, the Auto Club says pump prices are following a similar trend to what we saw last spring as well. The Monday average of $3.58, 10 cents more than last year at this time. However, the current price is below last year's springtime high of $3.72, which was recorded on April 21st.
Yeah.
I think I did $3.55 over the week.
Oh my God! Look at this guy bragging.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
so rich.
Usually, I would, avoid putting in my phone number just because it takes a while. But it's worth the 5 cents.
This guy's got 2 show gas money, Deb.
Yeah.
2 show gas
on
money.
a 21-gallon tank.
Really?
Whoa.
18. Mine kills me. My little pickup truck. $70 for that.
$70?
64. Oh, I almost said the bad word there.
Oh no, don't do that.
$64 to fill that summit up yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, my little bitty truck. I ran it. Look, I run it to the end. Like it says 0 miles are left in your gas tank. Then I'm like, I guess I better look for somewhere.
I'm
that guy. That's the excitement I get in life.
I'm too stressed out by that.
I do that instead of bungee jumping.
I end up staring at my gas gauge the entire way to work. It's like, please don't let me run out of gas on the side of the road.
I'll tell you what really will get you in that feeling there. That
living on the edge.
Is driving a diesel vehicle. Which
you cannot run out of gas, right? You're not supposed to do that with those things.
Well, I would imagine you're not supposed to, but also
finding
when you're
somewhere
not used to it, finding the diesel station is stressful.
Yeah.
And if you have the 0 miles to go, there's gas stations everywhere, but no diesels.
Right.
Oh wow!
Same thing with the electric car. Finding a charger is one thing, but finding the supercharger where you can go from 20 miles to 220 miles in about 20 minutes is different than the one that is like charging with a 9-volt.
Right.
Do you guys have do you get the adapter yet to use it with the Tesla ones?
No, it's on the way from what I know. Yeah, that's going to be a very good thing for us.
It's a moderate risk for rip currents still in place following a busy weekend for lifeguards along Central Florida's coast. Volusia County Beach Safety says more than 40 people were rescued from the water between Friday and Sunday. At least 10 of those incidents involved rip currents, including a 20-year-old Brazilian swimmer who was still caught in a rip current.
Wow.
The National Weather Service says the increased risk will remain in effect through at least midweek. All right. Generation Z.
Okay. Gen Z.
Mm-hmm. They're stressed out, Jimmy.
Yes, they are.
Do you know what they're stressed out about?
What's that?
Oh, man. I would say Gen Z is stressed out about money. Home prices.
No, not. It does have to do with money. You want to take a guess, C-Lane?
Which one is Z?
They were born between 1997
no,
we're
Gen X.
Yeah, we're Gen X.
Yeah, 97 and
2012.
Right. So I think that's Ross or my kids.
Yeah.
They're stressed out about it's not home prices.
He said money. She said money.
It has to do with money.
Salaries.
Tax return.
Oh, really?
Filing a tax return.
Why?
Get this. According to a recent Cash App Taxes survey, 1 in 4 members of this age group say they need to see a therapist.
Oh, come on.
To deal with tax filing stress. Tax preparers say it's not uncommon for a Gen Z.
Do they not have access to alcohol?
Tax preparers say it's not uncommon for a Gen Z client to be filing a tax return for the first time. Often they're unaware of the basics, like where to get a 1099 or even what a 1099 is. Again, Generation Z, anyone born between 1997 and 2012.
I think half my kids probably fall into that. I mean, the not being able to know anything.
When you say 1099, you're talking about the form
The gig
to fill?
work, yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah,
gig
yeah.
work, yeah. I used to
Because
get a lot of those.
I was wondering if that social media influencer, if that is what makes it so much more difficult than
That's a
just
good
like
point.
saying you work a corporate job. They send you your tax return when you're an influencer, when you're making money
Yeah,
off
you're just a private
content with
contractor,
YouTube.
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I could see where that stress would be absolutely warranted.
You do have to often, if you want to like go through the nitty gritty and do the deductions and stuff like that, you end up having to like pay for TurboTax. I've never been in a situation where
Yes.
I've gotten to do the like, oh, here, scan your W-2 and you're ready
It's
in 30
free.
seconds.
Right.
It's totally free. Heck, no.
No, and I'm the same way, and I would rather pay just to know that there's no problem.
I've told Deb before, we used to get these random bills from the IRS for like $60 and $70. Don't even know what they were for. We just paid them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would just, if it was below $100, I just paid it.
I think I got one for $8.
Pay it.
$8.
Don't care what it is. Do not argue. Just
Because
pay it.
there's nothing more, like mind shaking for a second than opening your mailbox and seeing a letter from the IRS.
Right. And it's thin. The thinner, the worse. Because if it's thick, you figure, oh, these are forms I need to fill out for something. It's thin. That's a letter saying, guess what, buddy? We're taking all your S, and we're in the front. We're in the front yard now. I just hand delivered that to your mailbox.
All
oh
right.
God, man! If you've never dealt with the IRS, what a nightmare.
Yeah, no,
I
thank
mean,
you.
I owed them like $17K one time,
Ooh.
and they were what we call uncool about it.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, this is not our problem, Mr. Colbert, when I told them that we were going to be homeless.
I don't think that they have a whole lot of positive reviews on the old IRS.gov website.
Hey, one Yelper. You're a one Yelper, IRS.
All right. A mother is surprised by a rarity found in her second child's birth. Lex 18 reports Honesty Henderson, born mid-March.
Oh, I thought you were saying honesty was the thing.
Honesty?
Right.
Yeah, her name is Honesty. Honesty Henderson was born mid-March with 2 baby teeth.
Oh.
Healthline states only 1 in 2,000 births have a baby born with teeth.
Wow.
Doctors at the hospital stated they hadn't seen the occurrence in over 20 years.
Damn, really? It's that rare?
The teeth are harmless to the newborn baby, but could pose a problem to a mother who is breastfeeding.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, buddy. Let me
Oh, no teeth. No teeth.
That's not
No teeth.
Look, man, if you,
No teeth.
if you do, yeah. Let's
No
just say
teeth.
no teeth.
No
is
teeth.
Straight
Yeah.
to the formula store.
no teeth.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're going to use them, it's got to be very light. And there has to be some kissing.
And some caressing and telling me I'm pretty.
Exactly.
All right, and then finally,
some ice cream afterwards.
Exactly. Today is April Fool's Day, so be careful what you fall for, like I did, wondering why my mouse wasn't working. Why isn't this thing? Till I picked it up and saw the cute little pink post-it that said "April Fools" from Sea Lane.
The international prankster.
While there may be
I do a lot of mild pranking.
I like that.
that was very mild.
I like that style of prank.
Yeah. While there may be no clear official origin, references to the 1st of April as a day of trickery date back to the 14th century, actually. Canterbury Tales, Geoffrey Chaucer's tale. The first recorded April Fool's Day was France in 1582.
Oh, yeah, really?
It's believed that April 1st was celebrated as New Year's Day before the Gregorian calendar changed it to January 1st. So those who didn't get the word about the change in the calendar were called fools, and people played tricks on them.
Oh, that's how it started.
That's how it started.
Hmm.
And there you have it.
Do they show up for
Now
the
you are-
countdown? Or?
Yeah.
You all are officially woke.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
You got
407 916 1041. Text us at 77031. See what we have here. I wanted to ask you guys a question about sleeping. I'll be right back. We'll do that right after this.
I love sleep.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
Hey, Central Florida, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast on this Monday. And we're starting off the month of April on a beautiful note. Temperatures will be on the warm side with highs making it into the mid-80s by this afternoon. We'll also expect a good amount of sunshine. We'll have a couple of clouds move in as well. Tomorrow, even hotter though, temperatures in the upper 80s with a high of 89 degrees in Orlando. A Wednesday front moves in though, and that brings us our next round of showers and storms. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Osceola East Emergency. HCA Florida Osceola East Emergency in St. Cloud at 4920 East Erlo Bronson Highway is now open 24/7. Visit hcafloridahealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of HCA Florida Osceola Hospital. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
Look, man, if you have a bathroom in your house that is embarrassing, it's causing you to plan stuff at other homes, like your mom's, your brother's, whatever, like just this past Easter weekend, well, you got to get with my friends over at Rebath in Mid-Florida. These guys are great. It's a father and son team. Dave and Josh Denbauer have been doing it in town like 15 years. And when I say doing it means giving you beautiful bathrooms at prices that you're going to love, with craftsmanship you're going to love, with products you're going to love even more. And let me tell you something, guys. If you're worried about credibility, these guys have all you need. And here's how I can tell you that. You know the big stores, the blue and the orange, the DIY stores? Well, Rebath installs their bathrooms for them. That's exactly right. So if those big stores can trust Rebath, you certainly can. And when it comes to styles, look, man, it's not like you're picking from a Chinese menu here, like there's 8 or 10 different. It is a catalog full of different styles of toilets and sinks and lighting and cabinetry. Their design team works with you and your ideas to come up with a bathroom that you love and will love for years. Drive by the showroom, 436 up at Altamont, right across from Kobe. Very easy to find. Slide in and see what they have. See what it looks like. And even better, hop online and look at the before and afters, but then book your appointment because your new bathroom is waiting for you right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, post-nasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
Steve Kramer here with a divorce tip. Inheritance isn't a marital asset unless you handle the money wrong or your divorce wrong. Then you can lose it to your ex. Call Trenley and Kramer, TK Law. We do divorce. One firm for life.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your garage. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repair. From simple repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Our springs, rollers, and openers are tested by running them up and down, open and closed all day, 24/7, so you can feel confident with every A1 garage door repair. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. As the weather starts to warm up, keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage Door Service today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are predicting the unpredictable. Our experts are using a patient's own anatomy to create 3D printed, life-size organ models to map out challenges ahead of time, making complex surgeries more precise, efficient, and less invasive. We are making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic, you know where to go.
People think Florida is salty because most of our state is surrounded by salt water. But it's the other states that are salty. Why? Because we get to enjoy McDonald's breakfast bagels year-round. You see, most parts of the country aren't as lucky as us and can't wake up to a steak, egg, and cheese bagel with a tender, juicy steak patty and savory grilled onions, or a sausage, egg, and cheese bagel with a sizzling hot pork sausage patty, or a bacon, egg, and cheese bagel with thick-cut applewood smoked bacon. Enjoy savory breakfast bagels only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. At participating McDonald's.
When we made our McDonald's Spicy Chicken McNuggets, you were praise hands emoji. Then we ran out, and you were streaming tears emoji. Now they're back, so you can be grinning face with sweat emoji. Order ahead on the McDonald's app.
Spicy Chicken McNuggets are back for a hot minute at McDonald's. Now get 20% off any purchase of $5 or more when you order in the McDonald's app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through April 21st, 2024 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards. Excludes tax.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE.
In Office Orlando.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Lost 80s. Just search Lost 80s and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan. Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Want more from us? At The Jim Colbert Show on Instagram. Follow us.
Please follow us. We love it when you do. Also, check us out on YouTube. Go to JimColbertLive.com. Click right through. While you're there, give us a like and subscribe. That helps us out quite a bit. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And C-Lane is here as well.
Hey there.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Well, I was asking C-Lane because I know the News Junkie has the See It Now section on their app, and I was wondering if he put any new video up today because there was a video making the rounds today that is bananas. This would have been, I don't know what you guys have. We have a one of those Final Destination lists going.
Okay.
Of people who, not doing anything stupid. It just seemed like God chose them that day.
Right.
And they're gone. You riding by on a bike, a telephone pole falls and hits you or something, like a 1 in 100 million chance.
How about, you're fixing potholes on a bridge when a barge just knocks into it and dumps the whole bridge down?
I mean,
we did have a guy that just missed that opportunity. It wasn't in a video, I don't remember, but a guy that, he just got off the bridge and nobody was behind him.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't tell why.
Well, right. Well, I was telling Deb that when the bridge fell, if you go back and look at the video, you can see as the ship loses power and then starts listing, then loses power again and goes dark right before it hits, you can see that the traffic on the bridge had been, greatly reduced because, man, right before that thing hits, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, look at the traffic going across the bridge. It's a lot. It could have been really, really bad. But I guess there's some people that got out there about 90 seconds before impact and stopped traffic, or it would have been made way worse.
Yeah, the timeline, if you read an article that says, between what time the Mayday was called versus police getting to block off the bridge, it's very tight.
Oh, yeah. It's real
very,
tight.
very tight.
Yeah, a lot of heroes there. And, of course, one person, I guess, that was one of the last people to walk off the bridge before it collapsed is making the interview rounds today. I didn't read any of them, but, man, that dude looked shook, as you might imagine.
I can't. Oh, no, bridges are already,
sketchy.
Do you have a problem going over bridges?
Yeah,
I do.
I do. I have a little bit of one as well.
I never really did, although I have had dreams where bridges just ruined me.
Oh, yeah.
But I physically actually going over them, never had a problem. But I have friends, even my wife is not a huge fan of going over bridges.
Well, there's one on their way to Palatka on Highway 19 called the Barge Canal Bridge, because years ago they were trying to cut a canal across Florida so you wouldn't have to go down around the tip and come back up. The project was bailed on, but that's where you get the Rodman Dam and the Cross Florida Barge Canal. But the bridge that goes over it isn't a lift bridge. So basically, they had to build it tall enough so that tankers and stuff could go under there as they're making their way across the state through this canal, right?
Kind of like the Sunshine Skyway Bridge.
So going over it already a little sketchy, right? Because it's
huge.
And it's 2 lanes. Have you been over it?
No.
It's 2-lane concrete bridge, and you basically go kind of straight up for a few minutes. That's not fun, but pulling a 32-foot a camper over that is really not fun. Like that, I was in the middle of the road. I was just like rolling the dice that nobody was coming the other way because there was no way I was getting near that edge. Because if the camper goes, guess what else goes?
Yeah,
everything goes. So I was like real nervous about that. So yeah, I'm not a gigantic fan of that. But no, the case that I saw today was it's just a shot of a parking lot, right, of a convenience store because it's their security camera, right, mounted by the door. So this guy kind of ambles up to the security or up to the convenience store. He walks in. No big deal. You're like, what's the camera? You know, what's the big deal here? Because as you're watching videos, I don't know if you guys do this. If you know inevitably something's going to happen, you start watching the bar.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because you know, you're like, well, how much more am I going to have to wait before there's action? And if you know, it's like a minute 10 video or whatever.
And only if you're watching on YouTube, you can see where it where it goes up, where everybody fast forwarded to.
Exactly.
But the rest of them, you're screwed. You're in there. You're waiting.
Right, you have to just pay. So he walks in, and you're like, I wonder what the drama is because there's only a few seconds left. Then you notice coming across the parking lot, hauling ass, is a Runaway concrete saw blade that's about 2 feet in diameter that somebody across the parking lot doing construction work was cutting the concrete parking lot, cutting the lines in the sidewalk. The saw blade flies off the saw, comes across there, and buries itself a foot into the door seam of the convenience store. It looked fake.
Wow.
It looks fake. And the guy just walks in, and then boom, as soon as he walks in, this saw blade hits and then buries itself into the door jamb of this convenience store.
That's like a what are the odds kind of thing.
I will tell you this. I was trying to ascertain what would have happened. It may have gone through his leg perfectly. Like it may have split his leg in half. This thing buried itself 1.5 feet into the door frame of this convenience store. If that was flesh, buddy,
just from the momentum of getting launched off of whatever saw this guy was working on.
That thing was going 12,000 RPM or whatever those saws have to spin that blade so it's cut concrete, and it has to be going pretty quick, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is out in Oregon.
Yeah. Do you see the video yet?
I'm checking it out right now.
It is. It's crazy. If you haven't checked that out, we should put that up on JimCorbettLive.com because that is a bananas video, and that is like just a second away from one of the I say best. I can't say that because somebody would get hurt. The worst Final Destination videos I've ever seen.
Whoa!
How crazy is that?
Whoa!
How crazy is that?
Holy hell!
Now, have you ever seen it, like the videos of tires coming off tractor trailers in traffic, and then they'll hit somebody or hit a convenience store or hit a car and like almost bend it in half?
Yikes! My gosh!
Dude, wait, am I joking?
No, not at all. This thing is hauling ass across the parking lot.
Look how far it went into the store. Like when it buries itself into the wall.
Oh,
was I exaggerating? That's a foot or so in there?
At least.
And that saw blade's like, what, 2 feet tall?
That is insane.
That is.
I saw that this morning. I'm like, man, that's just crazy.
That's when you go back in the convenience store and you buy a lotto ticket.
Right, exactly.
Although, in some ways,
and new pants.
This is winning the lotto, really.
Exactly,
you got to keep both your legs.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Real quick, I just saw a story this morning. I want to get this out. How do you sleep?
It's been better.
I mean, are you a back sleeper, side sleeper, or stomach sleeper?
Anything but the stomach. I start on my back, and I usually do a side.
Wind up on a side?
Maybe a side later.
Do you have a sleep thing?
I just got a CPAP.
A CPAP. You wear a CPAP. Okay.
Yes.
Deb, do you have a sleeping?
I do. I'll start off on my back, and then I'll, go to my left, then go to my right. I can never sleep on my stomach. It just hurts my neck too much.
Really? Well, I saw the report today. What position do you think gives you the best night's sleep?
Your stomach.
And I actually, I thought it was something else. No, it's your back.
Is it your back?
Yeah, your back gives you supposedly the best night's sleep.
Well, they said that when
the least ability to get reflux, from acid reflux, because that's what happens when you sleep sometimes.
Yeah, they want, if you have reflux issues, they actually want you to elevate a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
But they said that when I was getting fitted for the CPAP, and they were telling me how it works and all this stuff, and they were like, you're not going to want to toss and turn, once this thing is. And I'm like, yes, I do. Yes, I friggin' do, and I still do it. And then the thing wakes me up because the air is leaking all the time.
Right. Have you found
pain in the ass?
Have you found though it's amazing? I've heard that that thing is miraculous.
It has not been a miracle for me quite yet. My wife loves it because the snoring is gone.
Oh yeah.
But aside from that, I end up at some point in the night it will wake me up because it loses a seal, and then I hear air rushing past.
Is it like that commercial where the guy sleeps and he's caught up in his hose, and the next thing the hose is off and just blowing in the wife's hair?
It's almost like that, yeah. I've ripped the hose off once or twice. Every once in a while. So for the first month that you get it, for your insurance to cover it, you have to use it 4 hours or more per day.
Right.
And they only give you like a couple days of
leeway
before they start just sending you bills on bills on bills.
Really?
Yeah. So I had to get through at least a month of that. And then once I knew the month was over, there's been a couple nights where I'm like, this is not worth it. Just rip it off and
Do you ever just, I'm just asking, do you ever dream you're scuba diving?
No. I've never been scuba diving, so
I figured maybe it would elicit some kind of dreams of scuba or snorkeling or something of that nature.
I should be dreaming of like Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Because it makes a little bit of a
I am your father.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Baby boomers say, we're not doing it. And I'll tell you what they're not going to do next.
Do you do words good? Prove it. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Slowdowns continue on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound between Sand Lake and 535. No problems, however, to report for those who need to take the Beach Line or the Greenway today. Traffic is moving well for the most part on Florida's Turnpike, both north and southbound on the toll road. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes.
Why are people saying "Hew yeah" to Jackson Hewitt? When you switch to Jackson Hewitt, they will beat what you paid last year on tax prep, even if you filed online. Proof of prior year payment required when filing. New clients only at participating locations through April 7th. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com.
The sounds of spring are in the air. Bees buzzing, birds singing, and sneezing. Lots and lots of sneezing. Breathe easy this spring with Renewal by Andersen's energy-efficient windows indoors. Improved air quality is just one great benefit. Renewal by Andersen's beautiful design with a variety of color options, hardware, and more bumps up your home's curb appeal, too. And during their 30-day spring sale, you can save $325 on every window and $825 on all patio doors. Plus, no money down, no payments, and 0% interest for 12 months. Visit RBAFLA.com for details. Expires April 30th. Some restrictions apply. And if you're looking for a new career, Renewal by Andersen is now hiring experienced window and door installation subcontractors with general and trim carpentry experience. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, go to RBAFLA.com for details. License number CGC 1527613.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy, and a free Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line with nationwide 5G included, all while saving big. For the big speed, big reliability, and big savings you want, get Spectrum One. Just $49.99 a month for 12 months. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. We now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America. Fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey Magic fans, when you're heading out to the Kia Center or anytime you're away from your business, commercial, or residential property, or you have a special event and you want to be sure that you're well protected, contact American Protection Services and Investigations, proud partner of the Orlando Magic. For a full list of our security services, dial 833-4-APSI. guide. Over 30 years in the business, your safety is our top priority because your business is our business.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, Head of Marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local, and for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel but at a national scale is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Hey, good afternoon. I'm so glad to hear that Jack finally went through puberty. That's a pretty big voice change for just 2 days, but congratulations.
They finally dropped, sir. We've been waiting, Daddy-O. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031.
Oh, does this mean I have to handle the Jack sack?
You do have to handle the Jackie sack, buddy, whether you like it or not.
Is it Jackie sack
It's
then?
the Jackie sack, yeah. All right, welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And C-Lane sitting in today, which we appreciate greatly.
Hi.
I think we have Sabrina in with us tomorrow, do we not?
Yes,
Believe
we do.
so.
Very nice.
Yep. And then Angel.
That's right. You guys are always welcome on the show. We love having you around.
I'm gonna, because it's April Fool's Day and I've just been trying to fit as many in.
Right.
Start texting her stuff like, "Oh, you better not do this, or Jim's gonna be mad. Better not do this thing. Jim's gonna be real angry at you."
I've never been angry at you, have I?
No.
Not once ever, right?
No.
I have this terrible reputation in the building for being a raging a-hole. Did you know that? Like I have a reputation. I've been told over and over I have a reputation in the building of being mean and unapproachable.
I always thought that was just something like a on-air joke, like, "Oh, Jimmy is crazy mad at people."
Oh, no. Larry out in the newsroom is terrified of Jimmy.
Apparently, the entire sales staff is. I get along great with the cleaning crew, so I don't know. All right, 407-916-1041. All right, so I got a question to ask you guys because I'm not in the position, and I wanted to know what you guys are, if you're in a position for this, because baby boomers, I guess, one of this group of people, this guy that they were talking to, he's 84 years old, and his wife is like 83. They had saved their entire lives. They did the entire thing you're supposed to do.
Right.
Now, they got hit with some financial stuff. He had a stroke and some other things, and medical expenses wound up kind of taking up a lot of their savings and stuff. But one of the things that they talk about in the context of the story is that there's going to be more of a generation of people that don't receive anything when their parents pass away.
Yes.
And there's more people kind of moving toward the idea that instead of leaving a financial legacy or a legacy of assets for their children, that a lot of these people have chosen to, hey, man, I'm living my life. I made this money. I'm going to enjoy it till the last minute. If there's some left over for the kids, fine, they'll get whatever, but I'm not really thinking about that. And that is, I guess, a marketed change in thought processes, because people from older generations, I know for a fact they thought about that. Well, I want to make sure I leave my kids this.
Yeah.
Or I want to make sure there's the legacy goes on or whatever, but apparently that is changing. Do you know if your mom and dad or your parents, are you in line for any of that stuff? Do you have to share any of that stuff? Do you think about that at all?
I don't think about it that much, mostly because I don't know. Growing up, like, money was one of those things that my dad didn't like to discuss.
Yeah. Same here in our family.
So, I don't know what he has. I've never known what his salary has been at any point.
That's weird. Same thing with my dad. I just knew we had stuff when we needed it, but I didn't know how much he made. I had no clue.
Like, not too long ago, I forget how we got on the subject, but he was talking about when he had a really good job, with Lucent Technologies or Avaya or one of those. He went through that the Bell system, and then on and on.
Check out the brain on ceilings, Dad.
And he said, yeah, they used to give us these $5,000 bonuses, but they would calculate it to give us more, so that after taxes it was $5,000.
Oh, that's great.
I was like, well, that's something our company does not do. Does not do that extra calculation.
There's no calculating before or after, buddy.
Yeah. So, and then it hit me. I was like, I've never heard him talk about getting a bonus before. And definitely he never would have said the amount.
Yeah. I remember a generation of people when I was growing up, like, they knew, like, kids my age, like, I say kids my age, but people that, are my classmates now would have known back then, that they had their mom and dad were setting this up for them and setting that up for them. And I was like, man, we don't hear those conversations in the trailer.
Yeah, no.
We don't hear those in the old double wide.
I know what his house is worth because I could look it up on Zillow.
Right, but that's it, right? Yeah. Do you have this, Deb? Because I know that your dad is your biological father's out of the picture.
Yeah, he's passed.
He's passed, but your mom lives here, and she's worked her entire life. I mean, is there ever a conversation like that between you and your mom, or what she plans on bequeathing to you as she moves forward?
We recently just started talking about it, actually, because, she's eventually coming to that time where she's going to be not working full time.
Right.
And in order to do that and stay in her house. And it was so funny because she's like, I feel bad, if I don't leave anything for you and your brother. And it was like, Mom, you're the one who earned it.
Like, we're grown-ass people. You don't owe us anything.
You owe me nothing. And if it means the difference with you being comfortable and your later years able to live in the same house you're in right now, that's a block and a half from me, then do what you have to do, Mom. Because, don't worry about me.
I would think that would be a burden. Like, I know that I know that sounds crazy, but the idea that knowing as a grown-ass person, let's say you're 40 right now. I'm 56, but let's say you're 40. How old are you, buddy? Do you mind asking?
I am 37.
So 37 years old. So in your world, if you knew that your father and your mother had done well for themselves, and that at their passing, you are going to have a financial boon, a windfall, would that affect any way that you rolled through life? Like, I would think that would be a burden, rolling through life, knowing that all I have to do is make it to a certain age, and then, things are going to be a lot easier or better.
I don't know. I mean, hopefully at the point in which I have to think about something like this,
it's way down the road.
It's not going to be something that I'm going to need.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
That would be the worst part of going like, you know what? It's really pinching two pennies together. It'd be cool if one of them just,
right.
Dad,
could you stop exercising and take up drinking?
I don't
need to tell him that.
I read a report recently, though, that said that like millennials are going to be one of the richest generations in American history, and the reason why is because they're going to be coming into inheritances with different assets, different accounts, and it's going to leave them flush with cash.
Oh yeah, what's going to happen is some 12-year-old right now is going to turn 31 and realize that mom and dad left 4 Bitcoin for him when that thing hits like $500 million a piece or whatever. I just, it's so funny. my mother, died and she had no money. My mom was, a pauper basically. And my dad, he worked hard his entire life. I've never thought for 1 second I was going to get one nickel from any estate in my family. So I never even really thought about that. But, one of the weird things is.
You ever go on that website where you search and see if there's any unclaimed money for your family?
So my grandfather actually had a bunch of stock in this company.
Yeah.
But the problem is the company there's no record of it anymore. So we're virtually certain the stock is useless and nobody has access to it. My dad would be the one that would have it, but he's not concerned with it either. He doesn't think it's worth anything either. But my grandfather was kind of a weirdo. It could be anything. I mean, he could have hidden away, I got like 1,000 shares of Southern Bell or something. I think it was a phone company back in the day, But that's how we know. I know somebody who actually did that. Like a close friend of mine, his father, when he passed, nobody knew that he was on the bottom floor of Southern Bell and had split these stock for years and wound up having like a fortune of like $3.5 million or something.
Damn.
And that's what I think is going to happen to this. I mean, there's so many different ways now to put your money places where it could or could not earn. All you need is one of these little things to hit, with a few $100 in it, as a whim, because you thought it'd be funny to buy a meme stock once.
Oh, you mean like all my Dogecoin?
Yeah, or your AMC or whatever.
Dude, the Dogecoin is coming back.
Dude, Bitcoin's going crazy right now.
Yeah.
I mean, but all of our financial guys say no.
What about you with your kids? Have you had that discussion? Are they divvying up what you guys have before you're even gone?
No, we don't talk about it, and I'm not going to leave them. Even if we set up a trust of some sort, I know the value of growing up with nothing and what it does to your psyche, as opposed to watching kids who grew up with a lot and their parents did a lot for them. And maybe we were on that path early with our kids before we kind of adjusted. But that's the worst possible thing you could do to your kids is spoil them. It's the worst possible thing.
Yeah.
If you have money, shield your kids from it. If you have the means.
I'll spend it on myself.
If you have means, shield your kids from it. Make them earn. Don't let them know. I'm telling you, I have seen it destroy. But, we'll probably leave something. But, I mean, it's not going to be game-changing. It'll be, hey, pay off your car maybe. I don't know. Maybe not even that. I don't know. I may get a wild hair.
Just leave them something non-monetary.
Exactly. Here's my old car. No tailgate. Enjoy. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. I think Brandon just doesn't like us anymore.
What happened?
Well, he just never comes in anymore. He's just always on Zoom. So did you say something to him?
No.
Did you make him mad?
No.
You didn't?
If anyone here is going to make someone mad.
No, he loves me.
No, I have a feeling he's probably at the Kia Center. Possibly.
I know
that the Magic play tonight.
Well, also the March Madness thing. They've kind of preempted the show a couple times because of that. So I know that he's been doing a bunch of that. But we are going to talk to our buddy Brandon Kravitz from 96.9 The Game here in a second with some sports.
I know you're not an NCAA. You're not a March Madness kind of guy.
I don't like college sports.
No?
No, don't like college football.
College football?
Don't like college football.
Really?
Used to be all I watched, and now I cannot stand watching college football.
Why?
Just don't enjoy it. It's not fast enough. When you watch the NFL, it's so fast. Everybody's so good. Why would I want to watch a slower version of that with spoiled-ass kids?
But now you're going to have that whole new kickoff.
I will tell you what I will watch, though. I will watch the women's final.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't want to watch Caitlin Clark and Ashley Green or whatever her name is? That they have that rivalry, that chick from LSU.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, that's the best thing in basketball right now. Screw UConn. I mean, they're going to roll through that. UConn's going to beat everybody by 25 points. I mean, the game is the chicks.
I'm with you on the college sports.
Ladies, I'm sorry.
I'm with you on college sports, mostly because I didn't go to a college that had that experience.
Oh, yeah, same here.
Like a sports college. I didn't go to like a University of Florida or FSU or something like that. So I don't really have... I don't have a horse in this fight.
Yeah.
This is something that people say.
Yeah.
My school, the motto was, when in doubt, go to Stout.
Yeah.
If your grades weren't good enough to get you into UW-Madison, just when in doubt, go to Stout.
That 1A football, nothing thrills like that.
Oh, no. Our team were the Blue Devils, and we only did anything good in hockey.
Oh, nice. Well, that's fine. This was Wisconsin.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Our buddy Brandon Kravitz up next with sports.
You can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Heavy delays continue on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area by the major attractions exits. Looking at some stop-and-go traffic due to a crash reported westbound on 436, blocking 2 right lanes between Bear Lake Road and Hunt Club Boulevard. Another crash reported eastbound on Colonial Drive, blocks 2 lanes as you approach Rouse Road. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Walt Disney World.jobs.
Walt Disney World Resort is hiring. Explore a variety of full-time and part-time roles at the heart of the magic and enjoy great benefits like complimentary theme park admission, exclusive discounts, and more. Apply today at waltdisneyworld.jobs.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Join us for our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards, live from the Dolby Theater in Hollywood.
Tonight, watch on Fox starting at 8 p.m. and listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
Otezla Adrenalast is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Awards, a celebration of artists and the fans who got them there. The fans who make the music truly come alive through their energy and positive vibes. To the fans that make live music possible, we salute you.
Do you have a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more that you don't need? Well, don't lapse or surrender your policy. You might be sitting on a gold mine. That's right. You may be able to sell all or part of your life insurance policy to Coventry for cash, or a combination of cash and coverage with no future premiums, even a term policy. Call Coventry Direct at 800-411-8300 or visit coventrydirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-411-8300. For over 25 years, we've helped thousands of people sell their policies, and we can probably help you too. Call us today at 800-411-8300 or visit coventrydirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-411-8300. Call now.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, one firm for life.
The Orlando Boat Show is at the Orange County Convention Center April 5th, 6th, and 7th with 19 of Central Florida's best boat dealers representing over 80 manufacturers. Fantastic deals on bass boats, bow riders, pontoon boats, wake boats, cruisers, fishing boats, and much more. Lots of family fun with Tweety the water skiing squirrel and the trout fishing pond. Back again is the Kids Fishing Clinic with Captain Don Dingman from Book the Future TV show. And new this year, the comedy team, The Longshoremen. A variety of exhibitors showcasing an assortment of products. The Spring Boat Super Sale you can't afford to miss. More info at OrlandoBoatShow.com.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is having a one-day factory sale this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan. Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Victim of a slip and fall? It takes one phone call to take back control of your life. Anajar and Levine will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call me, Mark Anajar, for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Lost 80s, playing those songs you forgot you knew from the 80s. Duran Duran, Huey Lewis, Tina Turner, and more, all commercial-free. Just open the free iHeartRadio app, search Lost 80s, and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily at 77031. Check us out on YouTube. That's easy, and you can see our guest here in 1 second. Just go to JimColbertLive.com, click right through to the YouTube channel. When you're there, please give us a subscribe and a like. That helps us out quite a bit. Doesn't cost you anything, and it's fun. Let's say you have a really good time doing that. I'm lying. You're not, but we do need the like. That'd be great.
Hit that bell, right?
Hit that bell.
Smash the bell.
Ding. That's it. All right, welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
C-Lane as well.
Hello.
You guys give it up good and loud from our man 96.9 The Game, Mr. Brandon Kravitz.
Hey! Woohoo!
The broiler in the house. What's up, BK?
How you living?
I'm doing great.
Yes.
How are you, friend?
I'm doing well. It's been a pretty crazy week plus for yours truly. It feels like every time I join you, I'm somewhere other than the confines of our incredible studio.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been in the building for over a week now. I actually miss it, despite any drama that may have been going on. But I'm excited to get back. And we've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, let's get to it, man, because I know there's a lot going on. March Madness, Orlando Magic, Orlando City news, women's final, baseball kicked off. Where are we going to start today?
We can kind of get baseball out of the way. It's awesome that it got started, but it's not like there are, and this is the case with Major League Baseball, unless you're in a town where you have a team. And this is one of the issues that the sport faces. Is there aren't these headlines day after day that just knock you off your chair and make you push as a sports talk radio host, that make you maneuver the outline for your show. It's sort of just great to have as a backdrop to what else is going on. I love that I have baseball games that I can tune into. Last night after the NC State Duke game, I still want my sports fix. I'm trying to catch up on everything that's going on. And we had the Cardinals playing the Dodgers in beautiful Dodger Stadium. It's just awesome to throw that on the screen. If you want the local spin of it, the Marlins haven't won a game yet. They're 0-4, and the Tampa Bay Rays are 2-2 after splitting a series with the Toronto Blue Jays. So I don't think this is going to be the Rays' year. I think this could be a year where they actually take a step back. They never have as much talent as everybody else, but I think this could be the year where it finally catches up with them a little bit.
Who are the odds-on favorites going into this season? I really know very little about baseball. I mean, are there a few teams out there we should keep an eye on as the season progresses?
For sure. The odds-on favorite to win it all is the Dodgers. They are stacked. They basically have an all-star team. I actually think by the time we get to the all-star game, they'll have probably 50% of the roster. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman are 3 of the odds-on favorites to win National League MVP. They're all on the Dodgers. They added the hottest free agent from Japan this year, Yoshi Yamamoto. So they are humming as far as roster building. The Atlanta Braves are one of the more stacked rosters, and they've been really good for the last several years. So it would be a surprise if anybody not named Atlanta or LA made it out of the National League. The Yankees are sort of stacked again. The American League is more wide open. My Baltimore Orioles actually have a really good shot to get to the World Series this year. Them and the Arizona Diamondbacks are the 2 young up-and-coming teams that have the young stars that people that love the game are excited about.
Very cool. Well, we'll look forward to that. Baseball getting kicked off, only a few games under the belt, and we'll kind of watch as we progress. Let's talk about the Orlando Magic. We'll save March Madness for the end there. Orlando Magic, their final game in town coming up soon?
Their final game in town, definitely coming up soon. There's only 7 games left, but the final game isn't until April 14th.
Okay.
Tonight is the final game of an 8-game homestand. So this is part of the reason why I work all of the Magic home games. My schedule's been a little bit chaotic because of this on top of everything else, but it's awesome to get this much NBA action under my belt and for all of the folks out there that get to experience going to these games. It started on March 19th, the homestand, and it ends tonight against the Portland Trailblazers, another really bad NBA team, and the Magic have been destroying competition like this. They played the Memphis Grizzlies, who are a mash unit right now at this point in the season, and they beat them by 30.
Yeah.
They would have won by 50 or 60 had they left their starters in, but they didn't even really play a real fourth quarter. The team is what they are. You know, they're really good against teams that are below 500. They're kind of average to below average against teams that are above 500, which is not that alarming. I went over some of these numbers on my show a little while ago. Teams that are good but not great, and the Magic fit the bill of that type of team, are really good against teams they're supposed to beat, and tend to struggle against everybody else. If you were to look at records for other teams that are in their range, it would look very similar. So they kind of just are what they are. I'm ready for the playoffs to start because I don't know exactly what to make of what's real and what's not with this Magic team. How far can they actually go? People ask me all the time. I can't tell you until we see it. I could come up with a take for take's sake, but we're not going to know till they get to the playoffs.
You know, the national guys are starting to talk about the team a little bit, almost like as a spoiler. I've heard this language used. You know, the Magic may be that team you don't want to play if you're in the East, just simply because on any given night this team can turn it up and cause some serious problems. Over a series of games, I hear, is what the problem is. Like if you get into a 7-gamer, yeah, they may have a couple surprises for you, but unfortunately what you were just saying kind of comes to light when they collapse a little bit under that over 500 competition. So we'll see if they have the steam. Are they healthy?
They are. They're completely healthy right now, so that's a great sign. Cross your fingers for the remaining 7 games in the season, and hopefully the playoffs start that way. So that's a huge factor, and that's not necessarily the case for everybody that's around them. The Knicks, the Cavs, the 76ers, these teams have dealt with a lot of injuries, but I think they can beat – they're probably going to play one of those teams that I just mentioned. The Pacers, you could throw them in there. They're probably going to play one of those teams in round 1 if everything stays the way that it is right now. I think they can absolutely win a series against those teams, and that might surprise some people outside of Orlando, but they've been good against these squads all year long. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. If they make it past round 2, that's when I'll be shocked. But it's really cool that we're even having this conversation right now. Talking
to Brandon Kravitz, 96.9 The Game, sports every day from 3 until 6. Let's move on to the Orlando City Soccer Club. They seem to be having a much bigger problem scoring, and they have a game coming up here in a couple of weeks at Interco, 427 against Toronto. That's a down the road, but, again, this team is just it's just hard to assess where they are from week to week.
Well, actually, I find it easy to assess. They can't score.
Well, it's hard to. Well, when I say hard to assess, I mean to figure out what the hell's wrong, what's going on.
That I might have a tougher time with. I could diagnose it. I don't think I could fix it. I could tell you have a headache, but I can't give you the medicine that's going to make it better here. But this is the easiest time I've ever had assessing what's going on with Orlando City. They create more chances than their competition. It's not that this team can't put themselves in position to score. They can't get that ball to hit the back of the net to save their lives. And don't let this last game fool you. It's one goal. Even that goal wasn't scored by them. That was an own goal. They're not even scoring their own goals at this point.
Come on.
I'm not making this up. Look it up. The New York Red Bulls scored an own goal. Now, Orlando City put them in a chaotic situation that allowed that to happen, but that wasn't an Orlando City player kicking the ball to the back of the net. It was a New York player, which at this point is comical that that's the case. They have serious issues offensively. How do you fix it? You're going to have to ask somebody else. I can't give that to you, but I know it's a problem. And this right now looks like it's going to be a rough year for Orlando City if they can't get that figured out.
Well, let's move on to college basketball. I was talking to the guys here a second ago, right before you came on. I said, I don't know that the men's finals are going to be any fun because I believe everybody just kind of believes that UConn is going to be a runaway sand truck through that thing. But the women's final, I think, is actually considerably more intriguing game. You have this great matchup of these guys before they. We don't know if is it Angel Reese is her name, or we don't know if she's going to leave and go to the WNBA or not. I don't think is that news out there yet. We know that Caitlin Clark's leaving. We're not sure if she's
Caitlin
leaving.
Clark's running out of eligibility. I don't know what the status of Angel Reese is.
Yeah, but we get to see those guys play again, and I think that I look, more people are excited about watching that game than watching either one of the Final Four games.
Well, I don't think the numbers will back that up, but yes, people are genuinely excited about it. I'm not going to throw a bucket of water on that, but last year we saw the NCAA women's final between Iowa and LSU. That's the game that's on tonight at 7. Last year, that game had 9.9 million people tune in. It was the most watched women's basketball game ever. I think tonight's going to break that. Now, the men's tournament is going to do better, but we don't need to play that game. This is a growing sport that is as healthy as it's ever been right now. The other game, which isn't going to get nearly the headlines, has a UConn team. How many times have we seen UConn in the Final Four of the women's basketball tournament? So if UConn is able to win that game, they're going to take on either the defending champion at LSU or the reigning sensation of Caitlin Clark. That'll be an incredible final. But you get the renewed rivalry of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Remember the You Can't See Me from last year. I can't wait. I'll be at the Magic game tonight, but I'll have this one on the laptop. No doubt about it. This is great theater. It'll be a great contest. It's a tight spread. Iowa's favored by just 1.5 in this game. Very curious to see how this plays out. Because last year when I watched this game, LSU had just way more talent overall than Iowa has, and there's only so much Caitlin Clark can do. 1 year later, can they overcome that is going to be the big question going into tonight.
Great stories. That's what you want from sports, right? You want it to create great stories and great scenarios, and I think it's happening there for sure. Let's move on to the men's game. Is there any excitement here at all, buddy?
I think there is, just because I think it's a little predictable. It feels like it should be, at least the way that UConn is playing. It doesn't look like anybody's going to stop them, but I think it'll be an exciting road to get to the final. What you have are 4 teams that all tell a very different story about what makes the NCAA tournament great. UConn, we'll start with them, is the reigning champion, and we haven't seen a champion return or defend their crown and win the championship the very next year since Florida did it in 2007. This is not an easy thing to do. UConn isn't just beating teams, they're mowing over teams. They went on a 30-0 run at one point in their game against Illinois. 30-0.
Isn't their average win like 23, 25 points or something? Isn't it something?
Their average. I can't recall the number, but they haven't lost. So they've won 10 tournament games in a row now. If you date back to last year's tournament, they're 10-0 in their last 10 tournament games. They haven't won a game by less than 13 points in any of those games.
Right.
And so do the math on what you think the average would be. It's probably around 20 over the last couple. But they're dominant. But it's sports. Things can happen.
Yeah.
Alabama is the team they are the prototypical, they got hot from 3 at the exact right time in the year. That team bombs the ball from the perimeter. So if there's anybody that can take out UConn, it's a team that just like sort of degaffs their entire game. They do not care. They're going to shoot the three, and if it falls, you could be in trouble. That's how they got to this point. So they're a really fun team to watch, and their coach, Nate Oates, is really, really good at what he does. On the other side, you have NC State, which is the darling of the tournament. They mowed through the ACC tournament. They were huge underdogs in that tournament. They haven't lost since then. So they've made their way to this point, and they've been underdogs in every single game that they've played.
And they get a kid going crazy too, right? What's that kid's name for them that's losing his mind?
DJ Burns, who is 275 pounds. He looks like a defensive tackle.
Right.
He's such an awkward basketball player. He doesn't look like he's any good, but the ball just finds its way in the hoop. So he's on a hot, but this wasn't him all year. He's found himself playing his best basketball of the season, and they go up against the team in Purdue. If you remember last year's tournament, Purdue lost to Fairleigh Dickinson, the 16 seed.
Right.
They were out in round 1 last year, and they were one of the presumptive favorites going in. They have a 7'3" kid named Zach Edey, who is arguably the best player in college basketball. So every one of these teams tells a unique story. I think it's going to be a really fun Final Four, or at least some of it. We'll see if UConn still imposes their will. I want to see UConn and Purdue in the final.
Yep.
I think that would be tremendous theater. The best player in the country against the best team in the country. Sign me up for that.
Yeah, the funny thing is I heard an interview with the UConn coach, and he's my favorite kind of coach, who was just very matter of fact. He wasn't really bragging. What he was saying is this. He goes, well, we do this quite well, and that makes it tough on the other teams. And then we do this quite well, so that makes it very difficult to defend us there. And then we do this quite well, so that puts a lot of pressure on their defense. And he was saying things that were true, and they were certainly bragging, but it was kind of a passive-aggressive kind of flex a little bit, but it was just all true. In other words, what he's basically saying is mechanically, we're oiled up. I mean, we're ready to go. Yeah. We're tuned. This team is hard to beat. They can beat you a bunch of different ways, a bunch of different looks. They can oppress you on defense. They're long. They get to the basket easy, and that's why they crush people over and over at the highest level. So
it's I'll catch some of the highlights. It's sort of like a celebratory exhibition more than anything else. There's not really a lot to take from it. I like to see how the quarterbacks are slinging it, but
other than that, no interest.
If you try and provide any sort of full breakdown, you're just lying to yourself and anybody that's listening to you. It's sort of like a slightly more competitive version of the Pro Bowl.
And did you like the changes made to the kickoff in the NFL?
I think it's going to look goofy, but I like anything that brings the kickoff back. Yeah. So sure, let's do it, because it's just not exciting seeing the ball booted out of the back of the end zone, and then we start the game. Kickoffs at this point had become just customary because that's what we call the start of the game. I'm convinced that if we didn't call the start of a football game the kickoff, it'd be gone already.
They just put it at the 25 and let it rip?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If they didn't call it a kickoff, they just called it we're here for first snap.
Yeah.
That'd be it. They'd be gone. I'm convinced that's the only reason it still exists.
But man, it's so good. You're right.
It's good when it's good.
Right.
And we'll see. Hopefully this brings some level of a kickoff back, and it should, the way that it's set up. Where this could go south for the NFL is if teams become too good at returning kicks with the way that the rules are set up, and you have a bunch of drives that start on the 45 and the 50. I don't think the league wants that, because that's going to ruin the game. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be one of the unintended consequences.
Wasn't there a league that ditched the kickoff in favor of just putting the ball in the middle of the field and having them run at it?
It was the XFL, and that's kind of where they got this from.
One.
Yeah. And I was there for that first night, and the very first play, somebody got injured really badly. Like the very first play, because they basically put the ball in the middle and made you run to it. And the first person that got to it, well, guess what? They're
like
NFL
dodgeball
players.
Style.
They dove at it. So you basically have two grown men running full speed, diving, leading with their heads. It did not turn out well. I think that dude literally was out the season, play one, when we went back. So a lot of fun, though. I mean, if you're a Gladiator fan, you're going to love that. Because, I mean, there is some carnage.
I haven't heard anything I don't like yet. I don't see what the issue is.
All right, buddy. Always good seeing you, man.
All right. The pleasure truly and honestly is mine. This segment brought to you by the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind at pound 546 or pound 546 on your cell or whenyounneedus.com. You can also listen to Under Oath with attorney Jeff Kaufman every Saturday morning at 7:30 a.m. on 96.9 The Game and Real Radio 104.1 with extended versions available by searching Under Oath with Jeff Kaufman on your favorite streaming platform.
Thanks, buddy. Always good seeing you, man. Give it up good and loud for Brandon Kravitz.
Yeah.
Every single day, 3 to 6, right there at 96.9 The Game, and you can hear him pre-Magic games and during the halftime for the Orlando Magic as well. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us easily, 77031. Leave us a talk back as well. Just get to our YouTube channel. Get right through there to the YouTube. That's not how you do it. You download the iHeartRadio app and then go to Real Radio and then leave it through there.
Microphone button.
Way too many things to plug, dude. All right, let's get out of here. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
You got to get it that caper, and the caper's basically like a telephone pole, right? And you got to get that thing straight up. If you get it straight up and get your fingers under it, I know I can lift it, but I just can't get it
wrong
up.
with you describing this right.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for Central Florida on this Monday, April 1st. Today, we are expecting another warm day with a good amount of sunshine. We'll see a mix of sun and clouds at times, but overall, temperatures will be warm with highs in the mid-80s across Central Florida. As we look ahead into your Tuesday, upper 80s are likely, a high of 89 degrees in Orlando before showers and storms arrive for Wednesday with our next cold front. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey guys, Chef Justin with Fresh from Florida here, reminding you that from blueberry pancakes to blueberry smoothies, almost everything is better with Florida blueberries. In season now, look for Fresh from Florida blueberries at your local grocery store.
Hey Magic fans, when you're heading out to the Kia Center or anytime you're away from your business, commercial, or residential property, or you have a special event and you want to be sure that you're well protected, contact American Protection Services and Investigations, proud partner of the Orlando Magic. For a full list of our security services, dial 833-4APSI. Over 30 years in the business, your safety is our top priority because your business is our business.
Man, here in Central Florida, you need to be ready.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are predicting the unpredictable. Our experts are using a patient's own anatomy to create 3D printed, life-size organ models to map out challenges ahead of time, making complex surgeries more precise, efficient, and less invasive. We are making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
You got a service dog? Actually, he's a deals dog. Since I'm looking for a new car, I trained him to sniff out awesome rates, member discounts, and fast decisions. Cool, huh?
But you know Navy Federal Credit Union has all those things, right?
You're right. He's got the scent. Oh, wait. Nope. That's just the bacon in my pocket.
Apply for a Navy Federal Credit Union auto loan online, at a branch, or on our mobile app. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Message and data rates may apply. Visit NavyFederal.org for more information.
In the 90s, New York detective Louis Scarcella locked up the worst criminals.
Putting bad guys away. There's no feeling like it.
Then jailhouse lawyers took aim, led by Derek Hamilton.
Scarcella took me to the precinct and lied.
20 men eventually walked free. Now, in the Burden podcast, after a decade of silence, Louis Scarcella finally tells his story, and so does Derek Hamilton. Listen to The Burden on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Elevate your outdoor living space this year using stone. Tanzite has developed stone decking crafted without any plastic composite materials to redefine durability. Visit Tanzite.com to see how stone decking doesn't scratch, stays cooler, isn't slippery, and has all the durability you would expect from stone, which is why it's guaranteed for life. At Tanzite.com, you will see how we developed stone to easily transform any ordinary wood deck. You can even make your deck waterproof for a dry space below. Versatile and adaptable. Tanzite is perfect for decks, stairs, over concrete, or ground applications. Visit Tanzite.com to start planning your project with a free 3D design and construction plan tailored to your space. Order a sample today to witness the incredible beauty and durability firsthand at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
This is trial attorney Jeff Kaufman from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind. If you've been in a car accident, you need to know a term. It's called statute of limitations. That means you have 2 years from the time of the accident to actually file a lawsuit if need be. If you don't do that, you're going to lose your rights to the claim. Now, sometimes some lawyers will wait till the last minute to file or contact you with just about a month left saying that they don't know if they want to proceed with your case. Be careful with that. For more information, contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546, office Orlando.
I feel occasional burning and stabbing in my hands as I age.
I sometimes feel numbness and tingling in my feet as I get older.
It's starting to get in the way of doing what I love.
At Nervive, we hear you, and we can help. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use.
Now that I know, I'm taking control.
Try Nervive Nerve Relief and say yes to healthy nerves. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Are you bogged down with constant sneezing, watery eyes, and congestion? Do you get sinus headaches and infections? No one should have to suffer season after season. And thanks to Aspire Allergy and Sinus, treating your allergies is easier than you think. With personalized treatment plans tailored to your needs and budget, you can say goodbye to allergy and sinus issues for good. Book your appointment today at AspireAllergy.com. Aspire Allergy and Sinus, where relief is just around the corner. AspireAllergy.com.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. I am Jim. Deb and C-Lane are here as well. C-Lane sitting in for Jack today, which we appreciate. We'll have guest producers all week as Jack enjoys a small vacation. Tomorrow will be Sabrina. I know we have Angel coming in this week. We have Slick coming in this week.
We have
Alejandro coming in this week. So it's going to be a fun week for us here on the show, getting to mix it up with some people we really don't get to see very much often.
Yeah, I'm glad I get to kick it off.
You know, when you guys came back to the building, and I appreciate that, when you guys came back to the building, it was actually joyous for us. Because there's nobody else in the building. We don't see the monsters because they're long gone by the time we get here.
Except Angel sometimes.
And then
I
actually got to see him a little bit today, which is odd. And then you guys were working from Sean's until they flipped the switch on you guys. So then when you guys came back, and then I saw Sean for the first time during our meeting a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago or whatever. And it's the first time I'd seen him in person in probably 2 years.
That's why I tried to make it a point to go out to some of you guys' events and stuff, because I was like, I never get to see you.
But you're always invited. And by the way, had I not been out of town, I would have been at just okay, because I always love coming and having a good time.
That was a good time.
All right, 407-916-1041. So these lists come out all the time. And occasionally we'll have a Florida city make one. These are the best places to live in the U.S.
Okay.
Now, I will tell you, this list has caused some damage.
Okay.
And it's weird why. And I actually wonder how many of these places really look forward to making these lists. And one of the reasons, there are two cities here locally I know that have dealt with this in a really unique way. Because when you make this list, people who are out there right now in the world, in the U.S., and they're like, where am I going to retire? I'm 65. I'm looking to set up shop. I want to go somewhere where it's nice and there's stuff to do and blah, blah, blah. Then boom, these lists hit. And then what you have is this massive influx of people that move into a small area over a very short period of time.
Just because they read one list.
I.e. Oviedo, Florida.
Okay.
Oviedo, Florida was 53 on this list one time. 53. The 53rd best place in the country to live. And now it's unmanageable as a city. Traffic is out of control. You can't get anywhere because the people that are coming there. New Smyrna Beach was one of the others.
Oh, yeah.
When that got mentioned as one of the secret little best places to live, you go to New Smyrna Beach. We do this all the time. And this texting service is going to light up with how big of a pain in the ass it's become now that everybody found out how killer New Smyrna Beach is. Now you can't get restaurant reservations, a week in advance. You have to 2 weeks in advance. You can't get a seat at a bar. Everything's packed. All the traffic is bad. And it's been, I don't know, it can't happen here because there's only one Central Florida town that made it onto this list.
This is a new version of the list?
Yeah, brand new. Now, Tampa killed this list, by the way, guys.
All right.
Tampa murdered this list. I mean, murdered it. Just to give you an idea.
The riverfront is
out of the top 1, 2, 3, 4, let's see, 10. 1, 2, 3. 3 of the best, 1, 2, 3. 3 of the best places to live in the United States are in Tampa.
Whoa.
Yeah, in Tampa. Uptown Tampa, Hyde Park, which is, they call it the Spanish Town Creek place, which I've never, and Harbor Island.
Hyde Park, I think, is you could compare to our Thornton Park.
Really, it's like a real quaint downtown kind of older, established neighborhood.
Hip.
Well, the funny thing is that's exactly what made it on the list for us.
Thornton Park?
Nope.
Oh, which one?
Avalon Park.
Nope.
Baldwin Park.
Close.
Hourglass?
Nope.
Delaney Park.
Nope. Number 22 in Orlando, Florida, Orlando's very own, the place I had an opportunity to buy 3 houses in and turned them down because who would live in a house that small? Audubon Park.
Oh.
That Audubon Park where East End Market is. We were just talking about it with Fayez the other day.
Let them blow that place up.
Buddy, all that block from Corinne over to, I forget what the road is. There's a few blocks there, probably about 8 or 10 blocks. And there are 2-bedroom, 1-bath houses there that are 1,100 square feet that are selling for $600,000. I had a chance to buy like 3 of those things, and not one of them was over 120.
Oh.
And this wasn't even that long ago.
My stepmom used to live over there. I wonder what her house would have gone for.
Write your check, buddy. I'm going to tell you, you couldn't drive through there. When we lived in Baldwin, every single day there was another flipping crew in there, piling into one of those old houses and updating it so they could sell it and make a couple $100K every single house. And buddy, it ain't stopping. That little place has got everything. Everything is walkable. The schools are the best in the city. It's got the best food and drink. And I've said before, it's the hippest place in Orlando. It's by far the hippest area in the entire city is that Mills 50 Audubon Park area. Would you agree with that, C-Lane?
Yeah, I mean, I don't make it over there as much as I'd like to.
But I mean, even with Milk, I mean, it's so small. Even with Soto, it's small. The areas you like to hang out, they're small. I think that area there is the biggest expansive area because it goes all the way down to Virginia, across 1792, all the way up down Corinne, the entire length of Corinne. You could even maybe say it goes into Baldwin Park, but that entire area is commerce and really cool stuff to do. And a lot of young families over there, a lot of young professional families in their 30s with their first kids over there living in those houses, fleet farming. Growing carrots in their front yard, pushing their kids around in wagons.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God. Women don't shave. It's the greatest. I'm joking. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031.
Do you know where you're moving to yet?
Yeah, I do, but I can't tell you.
That's fine.
It's secret.
Oh.
It's a long way away.
Oh, no. Again?
Yeah, no.
No, it's not.
It's not a long, long way away, but we don't. Here's the thing, man. We don't do neighborhoods well. So we try to buy property, a little bit of property. We like to have some places to roam around. So we found a place with some property.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I when I heard that you were moving again, I went to Jimmy's house once. That's got to be like 6 houses ago. when Sabrina and I came over.
Which one?
After Zoo done it.
Oh, over at the house on the lake over here?
It might have been. You had the gigantic dog.
Oh yeah, but he was a 3-house dog though.
Okay.
Yeah, I had him. He was.
But it was on the lake. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was the house. That was 2 houses ago. That
Only
was
2?
Three houses ago when I moved. Yeah.
Because you went to Baldwin Park, Then he lived
I
in
never
an
got
RV.
invited to the one with the elevator.
Yeah,
That's
it's no big deal.
He upgraded.
Stop
Yeah,
it.
he did. Then after that, he lived in an RV.
Exactly. See?
And then after that, he moved to the estate.
No, it's just this. It's just
And
a
now
piece
he's
of
going to
property.
go back to living into an Airbnb.
Yeah, that's right. Gonna live in an Airbnb.
That's fun.
In Sanford for a while, so I'll be walking distance from downtown Sanford. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, that could get you in trouble.
Yeah, but a little fun there.
Although the last time I tried to do like a Sanford hang, it was on a Monday, and I didn't know that a lot of that area shuts down on Monday. That's kind of like their weekend.
Buddy, listen, on Friday and Saturday night, you'll go out there and like, man, this place is cracking. It's like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Hollow Box is packed. The Imperial is packed. Everybody's packed. 9:30. What happened? did somebody come in with an Uzi? Because I mean, nobody's around. Like 9:30, like the Breezeway is the only place, and a few like stragglers at Hollow
That
Box.
sounds like my wife's dream.
Yeah,
9:30.
Everybody goes, man.
We went. I think we went to Charleston at a time where there was still some COVID restrictions in place.
Yeah,
and one of them was a curfew. And if you ask her, it was the best vacation we ever went on. Because everything had to close at 10.
Forced her home at 10 o'clock.
Everything had to close at 10.
Yeah.
We were getting kicked out of the bar at 9:45.
It's funny. There are a lot of these little cities you hear about, like Asheville, North Carolina, where you're like, oh, it's so quaint and cute. It's going to be great. We'll go up there and blah, blah, we'll do this. We'll go for cocktails. And you go up there and you're like, during the day, it's great. Like antique stores, cool stuff. If you're a little bit older, like kind of, man, that place at 8:30, I mean, the bats are barely out. They're closed.
Asheville, North Carolina has some of the weirdest drinking laws in the country.
It's just an entire weird city.
It's everywhere that you go, you have to be a member of the place to consume alcohol, to purchase alcohol. And if it's not a restaurant.
Right.
So any bar, you have to be a member of the bar.
Right.
Now, you can sign up for a membership immediately.
Right.
And then you get a membership card. You leave Asheville, North Carolina, and you've hit a bunch of places, you have a wallet full of bar membership cards.
I haven't been to Asheville in about 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
It's grown a lot since then.
It has.
And then there was one place that looked kind of cool that did not accept new memberships from Thursday to Sunday, effectively keeping tourists out of their bar legally. And I was like, why do you want to? I mean, I guess you're doing good enough to be able to facilitate this.
Look, can I tell you, I bet half the people downtown would have done that. Yeah. I don't know. Is tourist money it doesn't come to downtown though here, does it?
Not like it used to.
Yeah, no.
I mean, unless you're coming to town for something at the Kia Center.
Yeah.
I don't see a whole lot of people because that's the whole thing that the Pleasure Island was
exactly
to shut down Church Street Station.
And man, when they built City Walk, out there, it was game over then. Because those people were never going to make it past Disney Springs and City Walk to make it to Orlando.
Right, yeah.
That's why I always said that's their Orlando. We have our Orlando.
Yeah.
It's Vineland Road. Like right there at Mall of Money is where it ends for us and begins for them, or begins for them and ends for us. All right, 407-916-1041. So you guys talk about AI quite a bit, right?
A little bit, yeah.
We like
use it every once in a while.
We like talking about it as well, and I think we've used it as well. But I saw a story today. And of all the things that I've heard AI was going to offer, this one hit me odd. It just did. It hit me really odd. I'll tell you when we come back what it is, and I want to know if you guys would be interested in possibly using AI for this. And I'll tell you what that is right after this.
It's like a text message with your voice. The TalkBack feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
Still looking at heavy traffic on I-4 in the usual spots on the interstate by the major attractions exits. A serious crash in Apopka has blocked all northbound lanes on the 429 at Kelly Park Road. Still seeing delays from the earlier accident reported westbound on 436 between Bear Lake Road and Hunt Club Boulevard. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. With traffic, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And with My Lowe's Rewards, your savings just keep coming with members-only offers. Learn more about the new loyalty program at Lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards. Subject to terms and conditions. See Lowes.com/terms for details.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it's more than important. It is vital that your AC works well at this time of year. It is already going to get warm. You guys heard it just a little bit ago. 85 degrees tomorrow. It's going to get warmer and warmer, and next thing you know, it's going to be unbearable. But if you have Mills Air on your team, you're going to be fine. These guys are going to have your AC humming with no problem whatsoever. That's what their preventive maintenance plan does. It's like a tune-up for your AC system. Going to make sure there's no problems, no little leaks, no compressor issues. You are going to be nice and cool all summer long. Let them use that 30-plus years of experience to make sure your AC never quits on you. Their techs can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. But if you do need a new one, they're Carrier Factory authorized dealers. That could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You could always turn to the experts in Carrier, and you could always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule that very important appointment, and do it now before it gets too hot and you have to wait. It's 407-277-1159. Online, it's millsair.com.
Want to win a free motorcycle? I'm Orlando attorney Mo DeWitt, and I'm giving away a free motorcycle valued up to $20,000. All you have to do is go to bikerswinorlando.com. That's bikerswinorlando.com. Enter today at bikerswinorlando.com.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your garage. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Call A1 Garage today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1 from day one.
Don't miss TK Law. Trendley Kramer Law calls every Wednesday at 8:35 on the Monsters in the Morning. Ray Trendley and the Monsters will be discussing all things law, from the latest celebrity legal troubles to what's going on out there.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Call 844-ADD-HELP-5. That's 844-ADD-HELP-5.
Spring is here, and Tools Ace Hardware has everything you need for your lawn and garden this season. Tools Ace Hardware's helpful associates have the answers to all of your lawn and garden questions, and they'll load up your mulch, soils, and fertilizers for you. Now through April 30th, all Cypress mulch is on sale. Get 4 bags for only $10. Also, check out the biggest sale ever from Steel Outdoor Power Equipment at Tools' 11 full-line Steel locations. Tools has 13 convenient locations, including the new store in Hamlin. Or you can just shop online at acehardware.com for free in-store pickup or delivery. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients. Today, Morgan & Morgan has more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier Factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyounneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Are you offended? Obviously, we're only kidding. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Guys, if you have yet to get your ticket to Harry's Poolside Bar and Grill, I need to get an update. We only had 8 when we started the show. And it was cool that C-Lane was in today because C-Lane's actually been to a number of these and has not only tasted the quality of the products, but the deal that you get for only $70 to get those beers from Hidden Springs paired up with that food from Tella. 6 dishes along with a pairing for only $70 in an amazing setting. Great people, tons of fun.
Whole
You
lot of
cannot
fun.
beat it. It'll be your cruise friends for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And for a time, especially when we got our new house, or not, it's not new anymore, but
Right.
when it was new to us, our glassware consisted of only pint glasses that we had gotten from Harry's Sip and Savor.
If you went back on my Instagram or my Twitter account years back, I opened up my dishwasher and I looked at my wife and I said, "Is it bad that all of our glasses are free beer glasses?" And she said, "No, it's not.
No,
We're fine."
of course not.
I must have had 20 of them.
I still have the MIA one is fading.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really good
That
pairing.
was a damn good pairing.
That is a good brewery, too. I love their marketing. But, MIA one's fading. I still got a couple of them.
MIA has one of the best Belgian ales out there. I forget what the name of that it is, but it's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, Tourist Trap.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that
remember
one is
Tourist
damn
Trap.
good. All right, 407-916-1041. I'm Jim, Deb, and C-Lane are here as well. Get some news?
Yeah, I wanted to update folks because earlier there was a power outage that was impacting parts of Park Avenue, 1792, and East Morse Boulevard in Winter Park. Just checking the city of Winter Park's Twitter or their X thread, and they said that as of 4:50 p.m., 100% of power has been restored.
There you go. Good. Yeah, we
They
got
get it done quick.
Yeah.
My power would have been out still.
I think there's like 4 attorneys that live over there.
Yeah.
So I think what
probably
happens
more.
when they get mad, they make phone calls. Okay, so AI. All right, so we've already seen now. How do you guys use it to produce like social media stuff?
No, I've used it for bits.
Yeah, I know you did the one on the air. Yeah,
the voice changing one.
Yeah.
I did a big one of those for Just Okay too. And
Right.
I've used them for different bits. The voice changing one, basically, we want to see it wow us. And then, so after you do enough voice changing ones, you're like, all right, we're kind of done with this AI. What can you give me next?
Sure, yeah. And so the funny thing is, when I first saw this, much with a lot of this stuff, it looks a bit toyish to me. But I am older, and I don't look at it in its applied version because, I don't really have anything that I think that AI can really do for me because I just haven't really explored it that much yet. I know that that's a stupid way to look at it because eventually there's going to be something I can use it for to make my life a little bit easier. But we have seen some very interesting applications for AI, and this one right now is the one that is, and we knew that some of these were going to be uncomfortable, right?
Oh, yeah.
We kind of knew this.
Yeah.
Well, this one is a little bit. So AI, it's regarding photos. All right. So I'll give you guys a couple guesses on what you think they may be doing. So they're going to use AI with photos to provide a service to a certain group of people.
I have an idea.
Okay.
They are going to make fake child pornography.
Oh, no.
That's happening, actually.
That is not it. But that's a terrible idea and a terrible guess. I'm going to go and lay that on you, too.
You said a certain group of people. You said there's a service to a certain group.
You're right. That's on me.
You didn't say a beloved group.
Yeah, you're right. These people would be really beloved, especially in their current state.
Alzheimer's patients or dementia patients?
Not a bad guess. One more shot there, buddy.
Autism?
I'd love to
No.
There's babies?
No, here's what's going to happen. Here's what they're going to do. There's a company out there, and what they're doing is this. They're using AI to create future pictures for people with terminal diseases.
Oh.
Ew.
Okay, so listen. This is what's happening. There's about 5 couples or 5 people they talk about. This is a BBC article, by the way. And if you want to read this, it is really fascinating. But the BBC does a thing that here in the U.S. they don't do very often, and they write.
Yeah.
But so there's some words in these things. So you got to when you click on
long-form journalism?
when you click onto a BBC article that I suggest for you, just realize this is not one of these things they're trying to get you in there for 2 paragraphs and then fill you in later. I mean, these are pieces. These are journalist pieces. So basically, it says from attending a child's wedding to taking a special holiday, 10 people living with secondary breast cancer have been given a glimpse into their future and how they may not live to see, or what they may not live to see. And by the way, secondary breast cancer, and I'm just learning this, I did not know, is when it spreads from the breast that it's infected into other parts of the body, not just necessarily the other breast, into the shoulder, liver, kidney,
Lymph
whatever the
nodes.
case may be, lymph nodes.
Metastasized?
Now, I want you to look at this photograph real quick, Deb. You see this picture?
Yeah.
That is AI. And the reason that's AI is because this woman who's 57 years old has terminal cancer, but she's also part of a ballet club, right?
Right.
This photograph is a future picture of her dancing with her ballet club in front of an audience, and her husband's even in the front row cheering her on. But that's not real. Even though it looks real, it's not real. But they want to show her, and they want her to see what her life could have been or will be or could have been.
Ew, that seems mean.
And give that person those experiences. One of them is a wedding, and it's the woman who has the terminal illness, and it shows them married in 2025 because they gave her 6 months to live, and with their kids. So she had an AI photograph produced of her and her husband on her wedding day. So while being treated for this cancer, that death is inevitable, it's coming. These people get to see what their life would look like as they kind of go down the road.
This gives me a weird
They
feeling.
can grow their kids up. They can marry their kids. They can take their kids to Disney.
See, yeah,
they can go to birthdays.
If I were to suddenly have some condition in which you're like, you're not going to make it past 2025. Sorry. I don't want to see an AI picture of my son getting married.
You wouldn't? I mean, if you hold on now.
I don't need you to list off all the things I'm going to miss. I already have an idea of what they will be.
Okay, so do you think your mentality is that way now simply because you're not terminal and you know that you don't have to make that decision? But if you were lying there in your bed and the only possibility of the future that you could see would be through some of these images, you wouldn't even be the least bit like intrigued of what your son would look like at 25 years old, possibly married to a woman. You wouldn't want to see that?
I feel like I'd be sadder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Because you'd be looking at what could not be. I mean, I think it would be very depressing. Would you want to,
I don't know. I've asked myself this question since I read this stupid story. It's driven me crazy all day. I was like, man, I'm a realist in the sense that there's a clock, right? Mm-hmm. So if there's a clock in one sense, it can be a clock in another sense. In other words, your clock doesn't guarantee 75 or 80 or even 60 for that matter. It just ticks, and when it stops, it's done. So you don't really have that choice. I mean, you have some manageable power over it, but for the most part, it's going to win. So I don't know. If I was laying on my deathbed at 56, 57 years old, and I knew I wasn't going to make it to 60, and I have 3 daughters, would I want to see what maybe one of my grandkids would look like? Well, I mean, why not? I mean, I could certainly make a case for for saying that. And I would also want to see the guy that my wife is going to marry when I die.
If you need to know who to haunt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, if your daughters were in steady long-term relationships,
right,
and it seemed as though that would be the route that they go,
right,
after you pass on, I could see maybe wanting the AI to go show me what my grandkid would look like.
Right.
But I don't know. For me, it just seems kind of almost mean. Here's all the stuff that you're.
Yeah.
Here's all the things you're gonna miss, cancer face.
Yeah, cancer face coming in hot. I love it. But this image is a woman named Helena Awakake, and she chose this image because I guess what they did is they took these 12 patients and I said, hey, choose something that you would like to have, put into this that we could create. Mm-hmm. And basically the image she created is her buttoning the corsage or fixing the tie of her son as he goes to get married, which she knows she's never going to see. In 2030 is what they said. This would be his wedding day in 2030. And she said, I couldn't be prouder as we shared this moment together, just the two of us, right before the ceremony. And it's completely fake. It's supposed to be happening, 6 years from now.
I guess that's one of those in-the-moment decisions, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because I'm with C-Lane. It feels like immensely depressing.
Yeah. I think because we're looking at it in our consciousness, the way that we are applying that to our lives, because we have no idea of what you're looking at when death is on the doorstep. You don't know how your mentality changes. I've just had, my mom pass recently and my uncle passed recently, and I get to spend more time talking with my uncle than my mom. And my uncle was kind of oblivious. He really was kind of in denial about it.
About the fact that he was...
Yeah, he was going to die.
Yeah.
He knew it. I mean, everybody kind of knew it. He was terminal. He weighed 115 pounds for a guy who used to weigh 165.
Right.
We kind of knew it was coming. And I would think that if I told my uncle, my sweet uncle, hey, look, would you want us to AI your grandson in a top fuel dragster or, a monster truck, jumping over a bunch of cars because he loved those things? I think my uncle would love that. I think he would have loved the idea to see his grandson who was one, in that situation where he was driving like a top fuel funny car at the Gator Nationals because he loved drag racing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, AI means in something I'll never pull off, like scoring three-pointers.
Right.
Running.
You can shoot a three-pointer,
running
buddy.
a touchdown.
I can get you to shoot a three-pointer. It would probably take me about a day and a half, but you'd make one.
But, I mean, do that. But it's stuff that's realistic in my head. If I had to come to terms with the fact that I'm not going to be around for it, I don't know that a fake picture of it would make me feel any better.
Really?
It's
well, okay. This woman, Helena, she's a dentist. She lives in Newport. Now she's a fitness fanatic. A fanatic.
A fitness fatty?
A fitness fatty. A fitness fanatic. She has that secondary breast cancer. She got it in 2021. She knows that she has so much life left, and she wanted, basically an image of her running, like crossing a marathon, because she was used to run half marathons. And she also wanted to, and there's this other girl who wanted to see herself dancing at her 50th birthday party with her 2 young kids. I have to tell you, it's kind of emotional talking about this stuff.
I know.
It is. Like, as I read these stories, I was like, God dang, man. Like, I agree with you guys. It is really sad.
Mm-hmm.
But in that situation, when you see the photographs, and they put them up here in the story, which is worth watching, I mean, it's hard to look at.
Yeah.
There's a woman who knows she's, on death's door, and her 2 kids who are below the age of 12, 13 years old, who are just children now, dancing around her. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, what would be bad about that other than, I guess, the sadness of knowing that's not going to happen? But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. It just seems like it's something, I mean, when you have nothing else.
Yeah, it seems like it would just make it worse.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be more depressed.
Hasten your death.
Like, this is sort of giving me the same vibes I had when we talked last week, and Sean had asked us, I think I was the outlier in this question, but he asked us, would we rather be born blind or go blind at some point in your life? I was like, I'd rather be born. I'd rather.
Not a chance, buddy. I'd rather go blind.
I would rather never know what seeing is like.
Not a chance.
And just not.
That takes your brain away. I mean, if you have the idea of images, your brain can now go, oh, well, if there's that, and then you can kind of go off and go, well, there's that. I mean, if you have no idea. Like,
if you just turn the lights out, I'm like, this is miserable.
All right,
I remember what seeing was like.
Yeah.
I remember it very well. I saw a lot of cool things, and now I don't. Know nothing.
All right, 407-916.
Guys, it's already Monday. Come on.
1041. Text us at 77031. I would love to hear from you guys. I would love to take some calls on this. If you think this is a good idea, I would love to hear from you and why. And if you were terminal, would you want to see an AI photograph of what your life may be? Like if you were, let's say you're an amateur guitar player, right? And I mean, you're a great guitar player, but imagine that you're just like some amateur hack like I am. And I sit around and kind of doodle around, but I was like, man, my dream would have been to play with this certain band at this certain venue. And then boom, there's an AI image of me up there with Led Zeppelin playing Wembley Stadium in 1968.
I mean, if it was a video, it'd be cooler.
Maybe so. Maybe it can be videos, but I think that would be pretty badass. Now, again, it's not me walking my kid to the altar by any means. But anyway. All right, 407. But we can take those calls, though. We'd love to hear from you. 407-916-1041. 4 lines open now. Grab one. We'll take your calls right after this.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Stop and go delays reported on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area, both east and westbound by the major attractions exits. Looking at a crash southbound on the Turnpike, now blocking the left lane at the I-4 exit. A crash reported northbound on OBT is blocking the right lane as you approach I-4. If you see other traffic problems, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Blue Stream Fiber.
HOA and condo board members, it pays to have fiber. Let Blue Stream Fiber show you how fiber internet provides revenue for communities while saving up to 50% off retail rates. Visit bluestreamfiber.com/radio to find out more.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here from my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. If you have anyone who's experienced LASIK, they're going to tell you it's the best thing they ever did. More often than that, they'll tell you they should have done it way sooner. That is exactly what my father-in-law told me, 58 years old. He suffered with eye problems for years, and when he got the LASIK surgery from the Filatowski Eye Institute, he literally felt dumb for not getting over there and doing it early. And now is the time to take advantage of it, and here's why. Because right now at the Filatowski Eye Institute, you can get a free LASIK consultation. That's right. Find out what these guys can do for you. And if you suffer with bad eyesight, I suggest it highly. Here's how you get your appointment. Text 1041 to 868686 and start your journey to better vision with the Filatowski Eye Institute. These guys have all the experience you want. 65,000 LASIK procedures using the latest state-of-the-art technology. And if finances is a concern, do not stress. These guys have 24-month interest-free financing ready to go. Just text 1041 to 868686 and schedule your free LASIK consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Your path to better vision begins right now.
Join us for our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards, live from the Dolby Theater in Hollywood.
Tonight, watch on Fox starting at 8 p.m. and listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
Otezla Adrenalast is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Awards, a celebration of artists and the fans who got them there. The fans who make the music truly come alive through their energy and positive vibes. To the fans that make live music possible, we salute you.
The Orlando Boat Show is at the Orange County Convention Center April 5th, 6th, and 7th with 19 of Central Florida's best boat dealers representing over 80 manufacturers. Fantastic deals on bass boats, bow riders, pontoon boats, wake boats, cruisers, fishing boats, and much more. Lots of family fun with Twiggy the water skiing squirrel and the trout fishing pond. Back again is the Kids Fishing Clinic with Captain Don Dingman from Book the Future TV show. And new this year, the comedy team, The Longshoremen. A variety of exhibitors showcasing an assortment of products. The Spring Boat Super Sale you can't afford to miss. More info at OrlandoBoatShow.com.
Committing to saving for 4 years of college can be stressful for families. Not to worry. Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. The reality is, most parents don't cover all of their child's college costs. A Florida Prepaid 1-year university plan lets you start small and add a year at a time as your budget allows. The plan starts at just $34 a month, the lowest plan price in 10 years. Remember, any amount you save today means less debt for them tomorrow. Florida Prepaid open enrollment ends April 30th. Find your plan today.
This is Steve Kramer. Let me tell you a business secret. There are sketch companies out there selling awards. Make sure the awards earned by your lawyer are from respected organizations. At Trenley Kramer Law, our lawyers have been recognized by Orlando Magazine Best Lawyers, Florida Trend Legal Elite, Super Lawyers, and listed in U.S. News as a best law firm for years. We've earned the awards that can't be bought. Trenley Kramer, TK Law, one firm for life.
Guys, here in Central Florida, it is so important your air conditioner works perfectly every time. That's why I suggest a call to our friends at Mills Air. In business since 1992, that's 30 years of experience in keeping Central Florida nice and cool. And their techs are awesome. They can service any brand out there. Don't worry about what kind of AC you have. And Mills Air is a Carrier factory authorized dealer, which means up to $1,275 in rebates towards a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you can always turn to family owned and operated Mills Air. Call today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Sneezing, coughing, stuffy nose, runny nose, postnasal drip, interrupted sleeping. I was groggy at the end of the day.
Allergies and sinus congestion were making Jana miserable. Then, a friend recommended Navage. Navage provides immediate drug-free congestion relief, flushing your nasal passages with refreshing saline and sucking out mucus, germs, and other airborne irritants. Navage helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel your best right away.
Navage gave me instant relief. I didn't have to wait 30 minutes. I didn't have to wait an hour, 90 minutes. I didn't have to wait a minute. I ran the rinse and I felt better.
Stop suffering from congestion and start breathing and feeling your best again with Navage. Navage.
I've had people ask me how I find relief, and I tell them Navage immediately. This thing is amazing.
Navage is available at Navage.com or at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and Rite Aid.
For all your windows and doors, go to FASWD.com. That's FASWD.com.
This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041 to call us. Text us at 77031. We still have lines open if you want to call and talk about this AI story out of the BBC, where this company is providing images for people with secondary breast cancer, 10 of them to be exact, who are facing, it's a terminal illness. And basically the AI is being used to create images for them for things that they're not going to be able to see more than likely.
I wonder why it's a specific company that's saying they're doing this, because this seems like something you could get done with already existing AI if you just wanted to do it yourself.
Yeah, this is just it's not a company per se. It's a photographer, a professional photographer who decided to offer this service.
Right.
But he is a pro. That's why I said that. Actually, terminal. And they will not have the experiences of maybe their kid's 20th birthday or a wedding or Christmases or Thanksgivings or them dancing in front of thousands of people as they ballet or play guitar, like I was saying. But none of that's going to happen for these people, more than likely. And these images allow them to kind of live those dreams without really living them and able to take that memory with them.
I'm with C-Lane.
Well, no, people in the texting servers are saying it's disturbing. Like one guy just said, look, my stomach's in knots just thinking about that.
Yeah.
In my mid-50s with kids, just the idea that you would have to make a decision that somebody could create a photograph that would show you at her, college graduation or maybe getting her first job or having her kid or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. I mean, it's a special kind of person that would want this. It's similar to, the people who like, oh, we made this teddy bear. And you load a voice into it.
Right.
And it's a loved one that's passed.
That's I think that's worse. Like, I would rather have an image than an AI voice of my mom, like, talking to me, hey, Jimmy, how's things? I'm like,
Yeah.
Not down for that, boss. That ain't happening for your boy, Jim.
And I believe there's a service that does that, too.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Let's take some of these calls. Hey, Bark, how you doing? Welcome to the program.
Hey, good, sir. Thank you for taking my call.
You got it, boss.
Yeah, just kind of expounding upon that, like, not only could they do a picture, what if they could take those memories from, like, someone's phone of all your family's voices and videos and put that into, like, a VR, kind of a simulation? I mean, would a mother not want to have, if she tragically lost her son, would she not want to experience that memory again one more time? Or, to your point, a wedding that you'll never experience? I mean, everyone can say what they want now, but in the moment, it's a lot different, but definitely this AI is opening the door for real, like, sci-fi kind of stuff.
Buddy,
it's crazy.
I got to tell you, Mark, I would. You sound interested in this. I would encourage you to read this story on the BBC, BBC.com, and read that, because it is really fascinating. I agree with you, boss. When you read the story, it is uncomfortable, but when you start kind of juxtaposing their situations into a situation where these are the only moments you have left. I don't know that you're going to have that decision-making process to say, well, that's weird. I think maybe they're just like, let me see it. What do I got to lose?
Yeah. Someone, and you could call it cynical or kind of like capitalism at its worst, whatever. But someone wants to experience that. If she lost her son he's at a young age, to not have that last memory. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, very cool, buddy. Thanks for your call. I appreciate that. 407-916-1041. This woman, Louise Hudson, is the one from England. And like all the other participants, she also has that secondary breast cancer. She's 58. She's the one who was diagnosed in 2022. It spread to her liver. And in February of this past year, it shows that it went to her brain. She only has about 6 months left to live. And that's when she said, she was approached from these guys, this young lady, and she wanted the one where, hey, do me a favor. Show me dancing, with my dance troupe that I've been spending all this time with in front of, a giant audience, and put my husband in the front row as he's cheering me on. And that's the photograph I just showed you. Like that, I think that's like sweet. Like, it's very cool. Now, again, that's not you looking at your kid, playing his last baseball game or throwing his first pitch or accepting that first job or whatever. But still, I mean, it's personal enough to kind of provide you the service you want. What would you want?
Oh,
oh man, yeah.
Something in my studio.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
something cool, right? How about you, dude? What would you have? What would you want? Because you have a brand new kid.
Yeah.
I mean, would you want it? Would it be something with your son?
Yeah, I mean,
it would have to be, right?
If I have to do this.
Yeah. Like, I think I would want to do that. Like, I would.
What would you do?
I would want. Oh man, that's
Playing
tough.
golf. Working on your car.
Yeah, I think I would just want to see all the kids, in their like 30s. Or something that 30s or 40s.
Show me
to
like
see.
the family reunion.
Yeah, like a family reunion.
15 years from now,
where I'm sitting there in a wheelchair with the big wheels up front, and and a blanket over my legs, like any good old man, and then have them gathered around. I think that'd be a wonderful image to have.
But you do that now.
Yeah. New wheelchair. All right, here we go. Jessica, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jim. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
So they just a few years back, I lost my mom and my aunt 6 months apart in 2017. Mom I lost to bladder cancer. And I have a wonderful photo of her with my twin girls, but my oldest daughter was not in the photo. And they have quite a few artists on Facebook, if you were to look it up, where they can, basically the same thing, but without it being an actual photo, it's a drawing, where they add that extra person into the drawing. I would, and not trying to be funny or, pun intended, I would kill to take that photo of my mother with my twins and add my oldest daughter into it to have a photo of all three of my girls with my mom in one photo. So I think it's all based upon once you've experienced something like that, or you're in that situation, your mentality changes. But I can totally understand the creepiness of it because you don't know. You could say, the doctor could say you have 6 months to live, and 3 years later you're still kicking.
Right. Yeah.
So,
But
I can understand on both sides, but for me personally, I would literally kill to have a photo of all three of my girls with my mom together.
But Jessica, you have to realize too, like, even if you do quote make it, if you live longer, who cares? I mean, you still have that as a reminder of your fight as you were going through it and where you were. I don't even see a problem then. So thanks for your call, Jess. I appreciate it.
Someone texted us at 77031 and said, "Show me in bed with a hot supermodel."
Yeah.
There's a memory for your family.
All the stuff that I'm not going to be able to do.
Just at the grotto with Bill Maher. And then somebody said here, creating a false memory probably is calm and peaceful for them. Could give a sense of hope for the future of their loved ones.
Yeah, I saw that text too, and I was like, yeah, I guess. Like I said,
I love how indifferent you are about this. That's my favorite thing. You really are thinking about this. I like that.
It's a certain kind of person. For me, I think it would make me sadder. But there's somebody that's going to be like, yeah, this is a great idea.
Do you think so, dog? Even though you've already come to grips with it. Like if somebody said, "Hey, buddy, I got bad news." Like within the next 18 months, based on what we know about your condition and what we've seen in other people, that's probably going to be game over for you. At that point, don't you start kind of reckoning with yourself about what things are or aren't going to be? And then I don't know if your rationale changes. I think it has to, right?
I mean, it's hard to put myself in that position too.
Yeah.
And I think that's where,
it gets weird because we have no idea.
And so just like, Jessica had said, in that moment, your decision may change.
Right.
And what today feels like depressing and so sad.
Right.
Can a reality do a 180-degree switch and you end up feeling comfort? Because at least it may not be a real memory, but the hope and the idea that, still there with you.
407-916-1041. I'm telling you, dude. I was just talking about my kids a second ago. You start thinking about it in that context.
Yeah, I heard your voice start to...
listen, it's tough. I mean, you think, people are dealing with this. This is like 10 real people dealing with this. And one of them's 31 years old with an 8-year-old son.
And
she wanted a picture she wanted the image to show her and her fiance at their wedding that's planned for 2025. So just 2 years, just a year and a half or so from now is when this image is going to take place, and chances are she's not going to make it. And I don't know, man. And you look at the image, it's striking. She's, she looks beautiful in her dress and everything. And I wonder if that creates solace, or if
maybe it creates a fighting spirit. Like, I'm going to fight this as best as I can to make it to this place.
Right. 407-916-1041. Hey, B. Dobbs. How's it going, buddy? Welcome to the program.
Hey, what's up, guys? So I wanted to kind of touch on this from a different perspective that I could see appealing for some families and parents. So I'm in the funeral industry, and I could imagine, like, parents who lost a child through, say, a pediatric cancer or a horrific accident. It could be appealing to have the pictures of what their life would have been moving on. I could find some parents finding comfort in that, to just see what the rest of your life would have developed to be if, that horrific thing didn't happen.
Well, and the thing is there too, buddy, and I kind of agree with you there, dude, because if you have control over those images now, like the reality is never going to have it. So if your kid died of pediatric cancer, like, 1-2 years old or whatever, and you have an image of what he was going to look at 13, 15, maybe at his marriage date, I mean, he gets the benefit of the doubt there across the board,
I don't know, B-Dubs, how much of funeral you're around, or just more of the body side of things, but are you see like AI used in funerals, so kind of making its way into the normal kind of wheelhouse?
I haven't. No, I haven't seen any AI like utilized in funerals, and I mean, I still do the services. I do everything like from start to finish, but like I could really see the appeal from some families, and then I could see just dissatisfaction from others. Everyone is going to be different. What they want is always going to be different. But I could find, I could definitely see some parents finding a lot of comfort in that, and then other parents that wouldn't even want to imagine that, because then it would just make the reality of the situation that much more hard.
Hey, thanks for your call, boss. We appreciate that very much. You're welcome to call anytime. Funeral home people are fascinating to me.
They are.
He's got stories.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Very interesting guy.
Yeah, really, huh? Yeah. All right. 407-916-1041. Let's take Stacy. Stacy, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, Stacy. How are you?
I have a little different perspective.
All right.
I would rather my kids and my grandbabies have an image of myself rather than me having one of them.
Okay.
We take our life in our own hands every day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, as we all know.
Yeah. I kind of don't understand though. So you would like an image of you to give to them. So what would that image be of you, like you living out your natural life instead of dying at like 45 or 50 years old?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm already over 50, so I'm still good.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate that, Stacy. Thanks for that call. Yeah. Thanks. I appreciate that. She goes, "Hey, buddy, I'm good.
Yeah, we're good.
I'm just 50.
Yeah, already over that.
I've got weeks to go."
Oh.
Poor Stacy.
Let's talk to David. David, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Hey, I was thinking about using this AI to generate maybe videos for dementia patients, things that they might have forgotten in their lives, their daughter's wedding, their son's first touchdown, whatever would help them kind of remember. They might not remember exactly who, but they might remember where, or the music of a wedding, or a dance, or something.
Music therapy is a big deal right now in memory care.
And I know you're right, because we have someone in our family that's approaching 90 years old, and this person's starting to have these lapses of memory, like missing blocks of time,
right?
From their lives, but they're quickly reminded, and then they kind of snap right to it once that happens. So that actually isn't a bad job, Dave. I think that maybe you'd be onto something there.
It's a good idea.
I think the temptation for me would be a little much, just to make up throw some new memories in there once in a while. I remember that. Hey, Mom, you remember when I went to space? Remember space? This is me.
Oh, Dad, this is when you gave me power of attorney. Don't you remember that? Don't you remember that? When you walked me to the bank and showed me the combination? Oh, Dad, you're so sweet. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031.
Do you think this is something your wife would want to do?
I do not think my wife would do this. My wife is a pretty traditional girl.
Yeah.
I don't think she would want to mess with those things. It would almost seem not
superstitious, like you're
like almost not sacrilegious, but man, there's something. I don't know how to explain it. There's something very anti-spiritual about this, simply because of the images are not correct. I mean, they're not real, so you really don't know if that's how it's going to work out.
That's what I'm saying.
But again,
for other family, it might be comfort.
And if you're going to pass, that's when I was like, if you have the ability to control the narrative, and you know that the end is inevitable, I mean, why wouldn't you even give it a shot? I mean, here's the thing. I guess somebody could do it and then just decide when they saw the image of whether or not you're going to be able to, like if I was doing it for Deb and I saw the image, I'm like, nah, she ain't going to roll with that dude. Yeah, try that again. Try that again. That ain't happening for her. You're going to get an idea. So I don't know. I just found it painfully interesting, and I'm sure this is going to develop further.
Or you could use it as a way to give the soon to be departed a nice look at the future.
Yeah.
Even if it's not what they would have wanted. Like, the gay grandson's like, this is me on my wedding day with a woman.
Yeah,
it's exactly how it's going to go.
I promise.
Could we put David with, Could we put him with a, Yeah, maybe not. Who knows? All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Load them up. Trivia is next. What do we have to give away today, guys? I think it's Orlando City tickets.
We do. We have a pair of tickets to Orlando City versus Toronto, Saturday, April 27th at Inter & Co Stadium at 7:30.
Oh, and buddy, just for the record, that is not going to get you out of the Jackie sacks. You're going to have to do that again.
Yeah.
All right, back in a sec with trivia. Load them up.
Real Radio is the news junkie.
A private investigator says there are 6 main signs that your partner is cheating on you. I'm going to family feud the two of you to see if you can name the ones on the board, the 6 main signs.
Show me 2 cell phones.
Your partner.
News junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is former Notre Dame quarterback Brady Quinn. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Zach Edey is proving the big man in hoops isn't dead. The Purdue star sent Illinois home 40-point, 16-board performance. Small ball was a fun experiment, but only Steph and the Warriors were able to master it. Who knows what Edey will be in pro basketball, but somebody's got to give him a look. 7'4", a shot blocker. I don't know. Feels like a pro to me. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
For years, you've heard us talking about Mike and his great team at the Home Builders Network. This is who you need to reach out to when you need a new roof, new windows, or even new doors. The Home Builders Network, nominated by Orlando's Best for Best Windows and Doors. Someone local, someone you can trust does great work. Did my roof a year ago and did a fantastic job. Reach out to Mike, the home builder, and his team of pros at the Home Builders Network for quality, great installation, excellent service, all at a fair price. Find him at hbnusa.com. That's hbnusa.com.
Last time on The Bold and the Blueberries.
Nancy, how could you?
I don't know what you mean.
My blueberries, Nancy. You ate all my Florida blueberries.
Oh, we can get more, Nick. Florida blueberries are in season. I can help you look for the Fresh from Florida logo where we shop.
We? No. From now on, I shop for Florida blueberries alone.
For dramatically delicious blueberries, choose Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
You got a service dog? Actually, he's a deals dog. Since I'm looking for a new car, I trained him to sniff out awesome rates, member discounts, and fast decisions. Cool, huh? But you know Navy Federal Credit Union has all those things, right? You're right. He's got the scent. Oh, wait. Nope. That's just the bacon in my pocket.
Apply for a Navy Federal Credit Union auto loan online, at a branch, or on our mobile app. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Message and data rates may apply. Visit NavyFederal.org for more information.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
If spring allergies keep you trapped inside, then you need Navage Nasal Care to keep you breathing clearly and enjoying all the beauties of spring. Navage helps clear nasal passages that are often clogged because of seasonal allergies. Navage gently flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your nasal passages to clear out congestion, sucking out that springtime pollen and other irritants trapped in your nose. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you right now, like Lost 80s. Just search Lost 80s and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos, a better, easier way to get term life insurance, all online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos, up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
In the 90s, New York detective Louis Scarcella locked up the worst criminals.
Putting bad guys away. There's no feeling like it.
Then jailhouse lawyers took aim, led by Derek Hamilton.
Scarcella took me to the precinct and lied.
20 men eventually walked free. Now, in the Burden podcast, after a decade of silence, Louis Scarcella finally tells his story, and so does Derek Hamilton. Listen to The Burden on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
There's only one place to watch this nonsense. At Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back.
That is a really interesting story about the AI photos. And my initial reaction was the same as most of you, saying that it just doesn't feel right. But as I sit here thinking about it, if I have daughters who are 20, twin daughters, and if I were terminal, I might like to have a picture from their wedding, more for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the last lady said, that it would be for her for more than them, or for them more tthan her. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And C-Lane is as well.
What's happening?
And he's got the Jackie sack. Let's find out what we're giving away, buddy.
All right. In the Jackie sack.
Oh, so fun
good.
to say, isn't it?
A pair of tickets to Orlando City SC versus Toronto FC. That's going down Saturday, April 27th at Inter & Co Stadium. Game time is 7:30 p.m.
And the Jackie Sack is always brought to you by Cento Family Moving and Storage. Go local and support a family-owned and operated Orlando Moving and Storage Company. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that bad boy's going to get you a discount. So book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. Back to you.
Clickety-clack.
Clickety-clack, back to you.
All right, very
You didn't
good.
do clickety-clack.
I know, because we didn't do it. Because, we got scrubs in this week. Scabs, I mean.
What am
Not
I supposed to say?
Yeah, nothing. It's
Ribbit?
stupid.
Is it a ribbit
No,
thing?
it's
No,
not the
that's
ribbit thing.
Frogger's.
It's chugga chugga.
Chugga chugga.
Choo-choo.
All right.
And then I say clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Look, buddy, listen, we're not the fast-moving news junkie, okay? This thing moves a little slower, all right? Wheelchair, big wheels
I
up front.
wasn't saying anything about slow.
Hey, who goes first today, boss?
Let's go with David on line
Let's
one.
David.
Want to play a game?
David, how you doing, buddy?
Good, Jim. How are you?
Good, man. I know you want to play a little game with us. Let's get right to it. You know the deal. I got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these is a lie. It's fake, buddy. If you can find it, I will send you over to the Jackie Sack, and C-Lane will dish out a pair of tickets for you. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Here we go, buddy. Hey, look, it's April Fool's Day, right?
No.
Here are 3 fun facts about April Fool's Day and one lie that you always fall for. Number 1, here we go. In France, April Fool's Day is celebrated by trying to adhere a paper fish to someone's back without them knowing. Number 2, in the Philippines on April Fool's Day, hiding someone's car keys is the most common prank. Number 3, in medieval times, April Fool's Day was called Hilaria, Day of Pranks, Tricks, and Costumes. Or lastly, in 2008, the BBC aired a fake Planet Earth piece about a species of penguins that learned to fly. Which of those is a lie?
The one about the Philippines.
Yeah, that's the one, buddy. You're a winner.
Yay!
Damn. Yeah, dude. Sometimes I go a week without getting it crushed, and then this week
Puzzle master.
it has been a bad week.
Yeah.
Because I got it in the first try yesterday as well.
I really wanted it to be, a nice long segment of trivia where it doesn't feel like it just was robbed from you.
I know, but that's exactly what happens sometimes, and you talking about it makes it worse. I'm just going to give you a heads up. In France, it is actually called, what is the French word for fish? Isn't it poisson or something like that?
Let me look it up real quick while you talk about that.
Yeah, but in France on April Fool's Day, one of the big things is you take a paper fish and you get adhesive or two-sided tape or whatever, and you try to stick it to someone's back.
Poisson,
right? But without them knowing it, it'd be like that old "kick me" sign back in the day, right?
Right.
And in the Philippines, that's fake. But but there is something interesting about Thailand. I'll tell you in a second. In medieval times, April Fool's Day was called Hilaria, which was a day of pranks, tricks, and costumes.
That was the one I thought was the lie.
And in 2008, the BBC did air a fake Planet Earth piece about a species of penguins that learned to fly. And they did it again. They did 2 pieces. And I'll tell you something else, too. Did you guys remember Sports Illustrated doing one years ago? Sports Illustrated did an April Fool's joke, and I mean, it must have been in the late 80s, maybe the mid to late 80s. And it was basically a story about a guy named Sid Finch. And if you look this up, you can see it. And Sid Finch was supposed to be this unknown country boy hick pitcher they found out in the middle of nowhere. And his whole thing is that they constructed these because he could throw it so hard, they didn't want any other team to see him throwing it. So they built this it looked like a batting cage, but they blacked it all out.
Like a dome?
So like a batting cage.
Okay.
Just make a giant fence box, and they blacked it all out so you couldn't see what was going on. And this was like a 5-page story. And the thing with this guy was he wore a combat boot on his right foot only, and he wore a tennis shoe on his left foot. So there the picture was, this tall guy. I don't even know who it really was. He was like 6'6", skinny. I mean, like skinny.
He looked
skinny.
like a nerd.
Yeah.
He looked like he had these really big eyeglasses.
Yeah. Are you looking at the picture of him?
I'm looking at a picture of him riding a camel for whatever reason.
Yeah. And boy, I think the last sentence of the story was they let you off the hook that it was an April Fool's joke. But that thing went hard, by the way. I mean, it went hard.
I mean, imagine we know firsthand how often we don't read the last sentence of most stories.
Exactly.
So that was something that could, especially back in 1985.
Right, yeah. It was 85, was it?
Yeah.
Wow. A couple other things you may not know about April Fool's Day before we get to the top of the hour. Ray Trenley on the other side of this break.
Whoa, that guy had an impossibly long foot.
Yeah. April Fool's Day's origin is actually hard to nail down, but it's believed to have started in France in the 1500s. You said that earlier. Now, it's funny because that Chaucer's mention, they don't give credit for it. Because if you read more about that Chaucer mention, they think it could have been something else as well. So that's why they don't give it the absolute date of the beginning of April Fool's Day.
Okay, yeah, because that was 1542.
Exactly. Now this is where it gets weird. Where do you think April Fools could go bad outside of a prank going bad?
Outside of
a prank going bad, what do you think could happen on April Fool's Day would be one of the worst things?
Oh, somebody dies.
Somebody actually dies, or an actual tragedy.
Well, that's what I thought of when we talked about the NFL player that was found dead.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it was a joke, right?
Like somebody had to call that guy's mother or his next of kin and say, we found Vontae dead.
Right.
And you can't help but go, hey, if this is an April Fool's joke, this is really, really effed up.
How about this? Marvin Gaye, Selena, and Mitch Hedberg all died on April Fool's Day.
Really?
And every single one of them, their fan base thought that they were being lied to, and it was a bad April Fool's Day joke.
Jeez.
And there's other stuff as well. Other events have happened as well that have led to that.
Marvin Gaye was his son, right?
It's his dad. His father shot him.
His father shot him.
But other ones is in April of 1946, warnings about the Aleutian Island earthquake tsunami that killed 165 people. They thought they were a joke. They thought it was a joke. And then they go on to other things like they announced the Powerpuff Girls Z was being canceled, and people thought that was a joke. The Guiding Light, which was a long-running soap opera, that was canceled on April Fool's Day, and people thought it was a joke. Crazy. And then lastly here, in 2021, during the height of the COVID pandemic, Thailand warned that if you put any sideways information up online on April Fool's Day regarding the pandemic, they'll throw you in jail for 5 years.
Whoa.
They would imprison you for 5 years.
That was not a joke?
That was not a joke. They were dead serious. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. This Eclipse that's coming up, was it the 8th?
Yeah, we're a week away from it.
A week away from this. There's big business in this.
Yeah.
Now, we know that airplanes, airline companies have already started scheduling certain flights so you could be in the air.
They have a couple that are supposed to, follow the path of totality.
Yeah, that's exactly.
But I don't get why you would want to be in an airplane for that.
It's insane. Like all the areas, because they know where the arc is, all those areas that are on that path that are going to give you the biggest views are already bustling, and there's a bunch of business.
Dallas is getting straight over the center of the city.
Absolutely agree.
A lot of smaller cities with 2-lane roads and, not that many hotel rooms. They're like, man, these towns are not ready for what's coming.
I agree. But this may be the best idea yet, though. I'll tell you what that is next.
Your 30 seconds of airtime awaits. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Heavy traffic reported on I-4 in the Orlando area today by the major attractions exits. Also seeing heavy westbound delays on the interstate due to a crash that blocks the left lane at Park Street. The earlier crash reported southbound on the Turnpike is still blocking the left shoulder at I-4. If you see any other traffic problems today, make sure you're calling the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan Injury Law Firm.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Carl Black Chevrolet wants to send you and a friend on a road to Nashville for a fun-filled weekend and tickets for two to see outlaw country singer Cody Jenks on April the 27th at Ascend Amphitheater. Log on on to realradio.fm/contest and register for your chance to win 2 lawn seats in the Carl Black Chevy Silverado. Carl Black will provide you with round-trip airfare for 2 from Orlando to Nashville, plus you get $200 in spending cash right in your pocket. They're going to spring for 2 nights in deluxe hotel room accommodations in the Omni Hotel in Nashville. So log on to realradio.fm/contest and register for your chance to win a pair of lawn seats, tickets to see Cody Jinks in Nashville, plus you get cash and you also get the deluxe hotel accommodations in Nashville. It's Carl Black Chevrolet Buick and GMC, East Colonial Drive, 1 block west of Alafaya. Online, go to carlblackorlando.com. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Watching the Magic game from home means squeezing 4 friends onto a 2-person couch and dealing with that one guy always blocking the TV. But if you win free tickets to the game with Total by Verizon, you'll kick back with a fresh serving of nachos and witness all the action up close. Seems like an easy call. Head to the nearest Total by Verizon store for a chance to win. No purchase necessary. Ends April 1st, 2024. Legal residents of Florida who reside within 150 miles of Orlando, Florida, but not within 75 miles of Miami, Florida. Only 18 plus. See rules for more info available at tvvstoreticketsweeps.com.
Tommy Mello here, owner of A1 Garage Door Service. Springtime savings are here, and now is the perfect time to service your garage.
Hey, if you're listening to me right now, I have one thing every business needs most: attention. Think about it. We swipe and scroll past stuff all day, but when we're driving, cooking, and working out, we're also listening. That's the magic of audio at iHeart. We're in your next customer's ears while they're living life and listening, just like you are right now. So get your customers to listen up today using radio, digital, and podcasts. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Nervous about investing in college savings right now? Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. Our 529 prepaid plans are 100% risk-free because they're backed by the state of Florida, so you can never lose your investment. And now, prepaid plans start at just $34 a month. Open enrollment only happens once a year, so don't miss your chance to lock in the lowest prepaid plan prices in 10 years. Florida Prepaid open enrollment ends April 30th. Find your plan today.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office, Orlando.
Introducing Tanside Stone Tile Flooring, a game changer in the tile industry. Say goodbye to the trade-off between durability and easy installation with Tanside's revolutionary indoor-outdoor stone tile. Visit Tanside.com to see how our tile is installed without concrete or mortar. Instead, our innovative rubber gasket system connects the tiles together. Each tile coming pre-assembled, you simply grab one and place it. No expertise needed. At Tanside.com, you can see how our foam-back tiles contour to cover any existing floor while insulating against sound and cold. Beautiful and versatile. Tanside tile adapts to indoor or outdoor use, from kitchens to patios, on concrete basements or wooden decks. All with the durability of stone that's guaranteed for life. Witness this innovative product yourself and order a sample today at Tanzite.com. That's TANZITE.com.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110 level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at CentoMoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game.
Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
C-Lane's here with us as well.
How we doing?
Doing great. We'll get to Rachel and Lee in just a little bit. We have TK Law coming up in just a little couple seconds. I did want, by the way, Harry's Poolside Bar and Grill. I'm getting an updated list now, but I think we only have like 4 tickets left. So if you want to go over to harryspoolside.com and grab your tickets for this pairing dinner, going to be a blast. It's going to be awesome.
If you're on the fence, just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Because
go there right now.
For the deal, it's just as good as you can get. Again, that's harryspoolside.com. All right, so the Eclipse is coming. You know, everybody's preparing for it every single day as I visit all these websites. There's a new story about, how you can watch the Eclipse, where you can see the Eclipse. Will it burn your eyes out? Don't drive with Eclipse glasses on.
No.
That's all the stuff that you expect to see when you're trying to get any kind of verbiage out there online.
I don't think we're going to see much, right?
No.
Not even partial?
I'm not sure.
I think it's just going to get dark, right? Or just get a little...
For about 4 minutes. But in the path of totality, it's going to be 4 minutes of darkness, and the temp is expected to drop by 10 degrees Fahrenheit.
Really?
10 degrees. And again, we talked about the fact that there's a couple of zoos that are going to be watching animals that are known, who are nocturnal, or to see if it affects them at all when the sky goes dark all of a sudden.
Well, there is one cool thing happening, that's for sure, of all this silly stuff. And and you have to do this, and you have to take advantage of this right now. What do you think's happening? What are people doing? This is happening in Ohio, in Seneca County. And I guess that's going to be where at least the eclipse is going to be relatively viewable there.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think's happening?
Some sort of festival?
Not quite a festival.
Souvenirs?
People are doing something.
Getting married.
They're getting married.
No way.
Now, you think about this. Now, I know that you know this stuff way better than I do. When was the last time that we had a full daytime eclipse like this? Wasn't it like 70 years ago or something?
Let me do a Google.
I think there was one that was more recent.
I thought this particular kind of eclipse was more rare than others, and that's why people are making such a big deal about it.
2017.
Okay, so that's not the case.
It was another 7 years ago, another total eclipse traversed our country. On that occasion, August 21st, 2017, the path of totality draped like a sash from Oregon to South Carolina.
Really? That's thing. So I read today, for some reason, I thought that this particular kind of eclipse was unique, and I couldn't remember why.
I think it's going to be because this is going to be the last one we're going to see for
Maybe that's the case.
Yeah, this is if you don't see this solar eclipse, the next one is supposed to be a long time.
Oh, so maybe that's it. That if you didn't take advantage of it now, you were never going to have an opportunity to, within this lifetime.
They're saying as far as Ohio is concerned, so maybe they kind of base some of these on where you're viewing the eclipse from.
Yeah.
The last total solar eclipse visible in Ohio was in 1806, and the next one will be in 2099.
Yeah, there you go. So maybe that was the unique thing. It was 100 years apart or whatever.
Well, the 2024 solar eclipse will last longer than the one viewed by more than 20 million people in August of 2017, and according to NASA, won't happen again for another 20 years. 15 total solar eclipses have been recorded in the U.S. in the last 150 years, with the next one expected in August 2044.
Damn. All right. So hundreds of couples have decided to tie the knot underneath the total lunar eclipse next month. And I think that's kind of cool. They're calling it Seneca County's Elope at the Eclipse.
Oh, wow.
And I got to tell you, it's funny. I hate stuff like that, like tchotchke kind of marriages and
Like
goofy stuff like that. Because
getting married on 12/12/12. Somebody did that.
Who did that?
I don't know.
Did you? Oh, I thought you did it.
No,
I was
no.
like, wait a minute. You got married.
No.
Yeah, but this and some of these couples have been together for 10 years. They're like redoing they're re-upping their
renewing their vows.
renewing
Jimmy?
their vows, right? These guys-
Let's re-up the vows.
Re-up the
Yeah,
vows.
we're low on vows, re-up.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of people, these guys said that they had a hard time picking a wedding date that seemed to stand out and be unique. And then when they heard that they were doing this, like, well, why not do that? Why wouldn't you get married under an eclipse? I think that would be kind of cool. And I don't like, again, this goofy stuff where you're getting married on like a pirate ship or everybody's dressing like a cowboy or something. That seems a little silly, but this is kind of cool for me because of the unique timestamp on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be cool unless you have a potential wedding guest that is so into stuff like eclipses that they have something better that they want to do. I think it'd be a cool thing to attend. But, I mean, I don't think you'd be pulling anybody away from their eclipse plans.
It says the ceremony will take place during the eclipse event, complete with live music, dancing, photographers, a reception, and wedding cake for every single couple. They said that they feel the event has become so popular because they've really taken care of the planning that's required for most traditional weddings and vow renewals.
I don't know. Prince Charles and Princess Diana, or Lady Diana at the time, got married 2 days before a total solar eclipse.
Bad luck?
Oh, well.
And this is in Seneca, you said, Ohio?
Yeah, it's at Seneca, Ohio. It says it's called Seneca, Ohio. Seneca counties elope at the eclipse. Northwest Ohio, they say that's where that is.
And I guess they're lucky dates to get married.
Yeah. That's incredible, though, man. I mean, it says that they were looking for a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and, of course, that's what that's going to be for this kind of eclipse.
Not a terrible timing. It's around, you're going to want to be seated and going through it around 3:13.
In the afternoon?
Give or take, yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of early for a wedding, isn't it? What day is that hitting? It says Sunday?
The 8th.
Which I believe is...
No, that's a Monday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a week from today.
Yeah, it's a Monday.
A Monday wedding.
Wow, a Monday
fun.
wedding.
Well, good discounts.
Yeah, I was going to say, hey, look, the whole day's open.
Right, exactly.
When would you like to do this? But it's being.
I don't think I've been to a Monday. I've been to a Wednesday wedding.
I've been to a Friday wedding. Friday weddings are fun.
Yeah.
And a Sunday weddings are not fun. Yeah. I've been to a Sunday wedding, and it was not fun.
The Wednesday wedding was fine. I thought that my first instinct, Deborah, was, they're cheaping out on this wedding. They want to get. But as it turns out, the bride's grandparents were married on that same day.
Oh, really?
So they wanted to share the date.
Oh, wow.
So,
have you ever heard the Bargatze bit about getting married on Friday the 13th?
No.
Yeah, he got married on Friday the 13th, and he talked about it. He goes, yeah, we called the place, and they said, yeah, we're wide open. You can get married that day if you want. You can plan it. You can literally plan it that day. You can call us that morning. We'll marry you that afternoon on Friday the 13th.
I have an old
no
friend,
one's getting married on Friday the 13th.
I have an old friend who I used to play music with who is celebrating his wedding anniversary today. And he says he always has an out.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, weren't you born on an 9/11? Yeah. Wow. That's a little different. What day were you married?
That was December or something.
Okay, very good.
November,
Whoa, buddy.
November 7th.
Whoa, what?
November 7th.
Oh, very good. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. So they're not doing anything traditional. They're going to wear a skirt, and one guy's going to wear a T-shirt. And the girl's going to wear a T-shirt that says bride. So I guess they're not doing it, again, when you only have, 4 minutes?
Yeah.
So you have to get this done in 4 minutes. And, most, if you're not a Catholic, most weddings are pretty darn quick.
Oh,
Not 4 minutes quick.
But pretty quick. I mean, it's like, hey, you do the vows, and if there's no drawn out stuff where, the daughter is going to have somebody come in and with a different language and say it, or there's kids and best friends are going to fly in from all over the world and say stuff. Most traditional Christian weddings are pretty darn quick.
Yeah, my wedding was pretty lightning fast, like one page. Don't even think the text made it to the bottom of that page. And to the point where you almost feel bad, like having somebody set up chairs for all this. Like, the amount of time people are going to be there was not very long. And I've done 3 weddings, and none of them have been particularly lengthy at all.
And when you've done, you play them?
No, I'm an officiant.
Oh, do you really?
I have officiated 3 weddings.
I'll be damned. Yeah. As what?
Reverend Klain. I don't know. I don't even know know that we have actually have named me, but yeah, it was just
But don't you have to get like a certification or something? Like
Yeah,
I know that Daniel got like a Unity Life Church, like or some.
You get it online.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? And then you can.
And he's married 3 couples already.
You get it online. I think depending on where you intend on performing these ceremonies, they might have different hoops to jump through. But as far as here in Orlando, it was sign up online. I still get like. Ordainiversary emails from this church.
That's super funny.
This online church. And I think even one of the weddings I said, like, by the power vested in me by the first church on the Google search, how to get ordained online.
I think Daniel got that. I think it was Unity Life Church or something.
Daniel also got like a certificate or a plaque or something from them. That's where what they want you to do is they want you to buy something that makes it look official.
Sure.
But you don't have to buy anything most of the time.
Do you even have to be certified? I mean, do you even like my father-in-law is a pastor and he's married. He actually married my wife and I. So I mean, but it's a thing if you're a pastor. But I don't know if you're just like a regular guy.
I don't have any besides a couple emails. I don't have a license to show people. I don't have any proof that I was ordained, but I signed the wedding certificate as officiant, and then.
But that's just what they want, right? They want somebody that they know can get through the entire thing and make it classy and.
Yes.
Yeah. Do they pay you or they tip you?
I've never charged anybody for it.
But I mean, how about a tip? Nobody came up and threw you a hundo or something?
There was one couple that paid me to play at the wedding also. Like I played.
Look at this guy.
Played a set at the cocktail hour.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, I'll just do the whole thing for this much.
Triple threat, this guy.
I'm more impressed with the couple who was like, okay, where can we save money? Great. Let's have the same guy who marries us play at the cocktail hour. And, I mean, and a lot of couples are doing like the Wednesday wedding.
I had our
the
DJ
happy hour because it's so expensive.
Let me tell you something. I think the whole idea of that big blown out wedding thing is gone. I got to tell you, when you start looking at the way that young people roll today, they're saving their money. They're living frugally. They're not bragging about what they have online anymore.
You don't read a lot of bridal magazines, do you?
Well, I mean, there's there's going to be a sect of people who are, that's what they thought when they were 9 years old. But some of these people who are like, they're just like, look, it doesn't have to be all that. We can go out there and do something in somebody's backyard. It'll be fine.
Yeah, we had a backyard wedding. My wife would have, if I said, let's elope, she would have gone for that. But
really?
I was like, I think probably I have some family members that would be a little peeved if we were to do that.
The women want to see the dresses, dog.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Our buddy Ray Trinley from TK Law is up next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Ken, and Mike. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Stop and go delays continue on I-4 in the Orlando area for those traveling by the major attractions exits. The earlier crash reported westbound on I-4 near Parr Street is still causing backups on the interstate. Southbound delays continue as well on the turnpike near I-4. If you see any other traffic problems in the Orlando area today, just make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
This report is sponsored by InvisibleFence.com. Going stir crazy with your pet? Invisible Fence brand works in any weather so you can stay warm while your dog gets their energy out in the yard. Their local pet experts work with you to create a customized solution tailored to fit your pet. Learn more about how pets like yours gain independence at InvisibleFence.com.
Join us for our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Awards, live from the Dolby Theater in Hollywood.
Tonight, watch on Fox, starting at 8 p.m. and listen on the free iHeartRadio app.
Otezla Adrenalast is a proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Awards, a celebration of artists and the fans who got them there. The fans who make the music truly come alive through their energy and positive vibes. To the fans that make live music possible, we salute you.
Do you have a life insurance policy of $100,000 or more that you don't need? Well, don't lapse or surrender your policy. You might be sitting on a gold mine. That's right. You may be able to sell all or part of your life insurance policy to Coventry for cash, or a combination of cash and coverage with no future premiums, even a term policy. Call Coventry Direct at 800-411-8300 or visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-411-8300. For over 25 years, we've helped thousands of people sell their policies. And we can probably help you, too. Call us today at 800-411-8300 or visit CoventryDirect.com to find out if you're sitting on a gold mine. That's 800-411-8300. Call now.
At Mayo Clinic in Florida, we are predicting the unpredictable. Our experts are using a patient's own anatomy to create 3D printed, life-size organ models to map out challenges ahead of time, making complex surgeries more precise, efficient, and less invasive. We are making more possible at Mayo Clinic because every day we're doing what's never been done. Learn more at mayoclinic.org/possible. Mayo Clinic. You know where to go.
I had a radio listener call me after an accident. The insurance company offered him $700. He hired me that day and we recovered $100,000. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Potential clients may not obtain same or similar results. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
QC Kinetics announces the arrival of National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, an acclaimed orthopedic surgeon with 2 decades of experience and extensive research in regenerative medicine.
I was one of the first orthopedic surgeons to do it, and at the same time I integrated clinical research that's resulted in several publications that are really directing the future of regenerative medicine. I was drawn to QC Kinetics after I reviewed their protocols, and everything they were doing is consistent with my own approach.
Today, Dr. Scheinkup leads the entire team of medical professionals at QC Kinetics, taking this exciting medical breakthrough to a whole new level.
What we are doing at QC Kinetics is transforming lives.
Get lasting joint pain relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
This is the future of medicine.
Call QC Kinetics, 689-244-7980. That's 689-244-7980. In Orlando, Winter Park, The Villages, and Lake Mary. 689-244-7980.
By now, you've heard all of our ads. America's largest injury law firm. It means that when you hire us, you get a legal army. When it comes to law, size matters. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Spectrum One is a big deal. You get Spectrum Internet with the most reliable internet speeds, free advanced Wi-Fi for enhanced security and privacy, and a free Spectrum Mobile Unlimited line with nationwide 5G included, all while saving big. For the big speed, big reliability, and big savings you want, get Spectrum One. Just $49.99 a month for 12 months. Visit spectrum.com/big deal for full details. Offer subject to change. Valid for qualified residential customers only. Service not available in all areas. Restrictions apply.
Here's how to avoid a top mistake in divorce. Text messages and social media posts can wind up in front of a judge. Act accordingly. Don't post like a fool. Divorce? Trenley Kramer Law. TK Law. OneFirmForLife.com.
The Big Take from Bloomberg News brings you what's shaping the world's economies with the smartest and best-informed business reporters around the world.
We cover the stories behind what's moving money in markets
and help you understand what's happening, what it means, and why it matters every afternoon. I'm Sarah Holder.
I'm Saleha Mohsen.
And I'm David Gura. Listen to The Big Take on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Big Take.
This hour of programming is brought to you by My Home Builders Network. Need new windows? Then you need Mike and his team at hbnusa.com.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah, at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Jim, a notary in Florida can marry couples. A notary. And it's not that hard to become a notary, but you got to know what you're doing and read the material so that you will get it done right. Have a good one. This is Calvin.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Calvin. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening. We appreciate that as well. 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back. I'm Jim. Deb is right there.
Hello.
C-Lane is here as well.
What's happening?
And every single Monday at 6:20, this guy drops by. OneFirmForLife.com, TK Law. Office is right there in Altamont Springs. Good and loud for our friend, Mr. Ray Trenley.
Hey!
Woo-hoo!
Boss man, what's going on? Good suit, by the way.
Thank you.
Love that suit.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You in court today?
I was in court today.
Yeah.
And
You love that, don't you? That's your favorite thing? Arguing?
Being in the courtroom is a good thing. Arguing is always enjoyable. I was joking with a client today who, we were talking about, he got some settlement terms, and I said, I don't really believe in giving up something for nothing. I was like, even when I'm negotiating at home, my wife asked me to take out the trash. I asked if she could make me a dozen cookies. I just have a hard time walking away from any conversation without getting something in return.
Yeah, tell me how those negotiations for cookies and trash work out for you, buddy. I feel you do
I did not get any cookies.
I feel you do a lot of cookieless trash taking.
I did not get any cookies. But you know what? If you don't ask, you can't get it.
That's right. You don't know.
I can at least get a Reese's egg out of a trash run.
Nice. That's good. Well, Ray comes in to talk about cases that are out there in the world. Of course, he's a personal injury protection or personal injury attorney that does a number of things, actually divorce, estates, everything. I mean, you guys have an attorney in there for pretty much any discipline you may need. That's why you call it OneFirmForLife.com.
That's it.
There you go. So he'll bring a couple cases in and we'll discuss them. Now, this has been a big week for Florida. Not only did the Supreme Court come down just a few minutes ago
I see that, yeah.
and decide that they are going to allow that abortion ban to stay on the ballot for November. No word on the recreational marijuana decision yet.
Actually,
I heard, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have that coming up, and you heard it here first, but yeah.
All right, very good. I didn't see that part, just the abortion part. But one of the things that I actually had to talk about on my list today, never got to it, was some of the laws that are about to go into effect in July that have already been passed and are about to take effect. And maybe a lot of people don't realize these things. They'll read it. Oh yeah, this got passed, that got passed. They don't know when it's going to be enacted. They don't know if it was signed by the governor. They don't know any of those things. But what is actually going to happen in July that may affect you?
So, Florida's passed a lot of laws recently that have impacted a lot of people. Some of those people are very much in favor of. Some of those not so much. This is one of my favorite laws that's passed probably in the last 5 years. And Florida signed in a squatter scam bill. And I've litigated, I've never sued a doctor, I've never sued a lawyer, but I've litigated every other case you can that you can litigate, from personal injury to criminal to family law to civil, whatever. I've done it. Squatters cases are the absolute worst.
The most infuriating?
Infuriating is actually a really good word to describe it, because there's no summary procedure. So most people are familiar with evictions. You get a notice on your door, 3 days you're out, right? It's pretty fast. If you want to defend it, you got to put money in the registry of the court. Squatters, they have like this weird gray area that they just kind of languish in for years potentially.
Well, isn't the weird part of that, because isn't one of the things that they use is this? So they gain access to a house. Let's say a house has just been abandoned or whatever. And let's say the sliding glass door was left open or a window was left open. They gain access to the house. They change the locks. Then they create a fake lease, right? Then when the cops are called and they say, hey, we were told you're not supposed to be here, they show them the lease through the window. They don't even have to open the door. They just throw them and once the cops see that there's a lease, that it's now a civil matter.
Boom.
And then that is what the squatters know. That civil matter could be a 3-year episode, 2-year episode. And if you have any means whatsoever, you can draw out extensions. You can do all kinds of things legally to basically live there for free.
Man, you nailed it. And I've litigated a number of these cases over the years. One was involving kind of the situation you described. Somebody comes into an abandoned property, starts living there. They start getting mail there. Law enforcement shows up. It's a civil matter. We can't help you. And you're stuck in this legal limbo. A case where somebody passed away. Right? So the family is trying to deal with an inheritance, and they come to find some stranger living in their mother's home. And now you're dealing with a probate, and you're dealing with a litigation case within the... It is so It's so hectic and so frustrating. So this is one of my favorite laws. And so basically what it allows you to do is it allows you to contact law enforcement. There's a couple of criteria you have to prove: that you are lawfully in ownership of the property, that they're unlawfully there, that they won't leave, and law enforcement will go and arrest them. It's a misdemeanor crime for anybody to make a false statement regarding property, right? So that fake lease, it's a misdemeanor. And it's a second-degree felony for somebody who unlawfully occupies or trespasses a residential dwelling and intentionally causes $1,000 or more in damages, which there's almost always damages.
Now, let me ask you as well. So going back to the probate case, because I've wondered this as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's say that this very thing happens, right? We move out of a house, and in the time that it takes us to do whatever, somebody gets access to the house, changes the locks, forges a lease, blah, blah, blah. Let's say they stay there for 2 years.
Yeah.
All right, 2 years. And I get them thrown out. Can I retro charge them in a civil court for rent, or what that would have made me in rent? Could I do that?
You can sue them for damages, but I'm going to tell you what. That person who's squatting in that property,
they don't have the money to cover it.
Yeah.
No else.
Right, yeah, exactly.
I had one case, and the squatter was a doctor.
What?
Whoa. And it was like a 10,000 square foot house on the beach, and he was kind of known for kind of doing this. He had let his medical license lapse. Like, he wasn't a practicing doctor.
Yeah, thanks.
But it wasn't the person
Did he
who...
still write prescription?
Hey.
He was in South Florida for a period of time, so very could be. So that's probably the one where maybe there was some money to go after him. But oftentimes you just want possession of your property back. But yes, to answer your point, you can sue them for damages. But what's also interesting about this is... we have a lot of wrongful removal cases, right? Where somebody calls the cops and, in this scenario says, hey, this person is living there and they don't have a right to be there. They also have a wrongful eviction type statute that's a part of this that says if you're improperly removed, you're wrongfully removed from the property, they call the cops and they misrepresent something, you're entitled to treble damages, which is triple your rent. So if your rent would have been $2,000 a month for that house, that's $6,000 a month you're entitled to for every month that you're out of the property. So if they do this and they try to manipulate the system, they could also be on the hook. And so it's a really good balance. I have definitely seen people try to manipulate the legal system and try to use property laws in a way that allows them to quickly move, especially an ex-girlfriend. It's very common with the boyfriend-girlfriend situation.
Tiger Woods had that, remember?
Yeah, you're right.
Tiger Woods basically had to lie to his fiance, or this girl that he was dating.
Trick her to get out.
The trick her to get out, saying that they were going to fly to the Bahamas. When she shows up to the airport, there's no flight.
That was such a savage story.
It was so savage. But, here's the thing. She was suing him. Erica Herman was her name.
Yeah.
And she wasn't going to leave the house. And you get the feeling like I think he felt legally like, look, if she stays here long enough or there's something happens, like maybe he could lose that house to her. Because that's kind of the language she was using up front.
Yeah, and I'm not going to condone his behavior, but it got
either.
quiet very fast. And so I'm imagining there was a check that was written.
Oh, sure.
And it was just, don't come back here and here you go.
And by the way, he has a record of relationship endings like this. People he's known for 20 years just cut him off.
Yeah.
Marco Mira, who was a golfer here in Orlando for years and really was Tiger's mentor as he was coming up through the tour, when that whole thing happened in 2008 with Elin, he basically stopped talking to Mark Mero.
Yeah.
Mark O'Mara. And Mark was like vocal about it. He goes, look, I don't know what happened. This guy just stopped talking to me. And he just kind of chose a different group of friends. He does this all the time.
I also imagine, people that are that successful at anything, right? You have to be almost
you're a perpetual
obsessively.
You're a perpetual target.
Yeah, but you have to almost be obsessive about everything you do in your life, right?
Yes.
Your routine, your practice, your habits. And when somebody refuses to play by those rules, you can almost imagine them spiraling out of control. And again, I'm not saying, oh, poor guy.
He fired his first caddy because he did a commercial for Red Roof Inn and did not ask permission.
That's a control.
That's a guy named Fluff. He fired that guy for doing a television commercial without asking Tiger's permission.
Well,
just to give you an idea.
Tiger's name in the commercial?
No.
He didn't say, I'm Fluff, Tiger Woods caddy?
I think he just said, I'm Fluff. Everybody knew who he was.
This is the same guy, though, who was banging a waitress up against the side of his car while his wife was giving birth.
Yeah, get out of here. He's not a savory cat, but whatever. But that is kind of interesting, and I know a lot of people obviously are going to love that. Now, you obviously know that guy Flash Shelton, right? You've heard of him? That, if I remember right, that's what kind of started this whole movement toward the anti-squatting thing, because it's rampant in California right now.
It's rampant all over the country, and so Florida is kind of at the cutting edge here on trying to do something about it, because a lot of states, especially after COVID, when COVID happened, things got extra weird.
People couldn't make their payments. A lot of people were living there with with their bank like teetering on eviction.
That's right, and we even saw it in almost the commercial property sector as well. There's a small time where people were living in commercial properties to avoid getting evicted. But so things got really weird. But, in some places, and I'm told this is not true, but I read an article about it the other day, that New York isn't evicting people. California is not evicting people. These squatters are remaining in these properties without legal rights, and there's not a lot people can do. And they've got these funds that are there for the homeowners where it's, you're going to get $1,000 out of the $3,000 a month in rent you're supposed to get to kind of balance it out. But it is wild. So Florida's taking a very drastically different approach because it's a very real problem, and we will have another housing crisis if it doesn't get addressed.
Yeah, that's what I read a lot these days. Actually, that's something like that's going to happen. And the other thing is I was told when my wife was doing REOs, for people who do not know, those are bank repossessions. Mm-hmm. So when a bank forecloses, of course, in 2008, there were plenty of those. Yeah. And my wife was a commercial realtor at the time, and that's where you could make money, right? Nobody was buying houses at that time. So we were just helping clear REOs for banks. Right. And I was just telling this story yesterday to some friends. She ran into a guy over in Windermere who had, and by the way, when you do these REO things, a lot of the properties aren't very savory properties. I'm just going to give you a heads up. People who kind of quit out on their mortgage, there's a certain ilk of human that does that, and we just ran into a lot of those. This happened to be a really nice property over in Windermere. We were really excited because, of course, the more the property is, the more money we make, and it could be a really good payday.
And you were cleaning them? You're like taking all
what you do is you clear them. You go in, you leave them what they call swept clean. In other words, no old furniture. It didn't have to be cleaned up like scrubbed. You had to sweep the floor, and you had to change the locks and secure the windows. If a window had been broken, there was a certain way you had to patch it with a plywood that they were approved of. You took all the pictures of that, then you sent it to the bank, and then the bank could put it into this database of REOs and get them out to investors, because that's what was happening. Right. And that was the big glut of when all these foreign investments started coming in and buying homes, which is another big problem the U.S. has. Yeah. With these big hedge funds are buying up massive swaths of American homes.
I had a roommate that used to do that kind of work.
Dude,
he brought home the most random crap all the time.
Buddy, let me tell you, when we went into this, I'll tell you another story, but anyway, so we ran into this house. We were so excited because this was going to be a big payday, a 5-digit payday for us. We were like really excited for it. It's like, damn, that's awesome. Because this was really just kind of a hobby at that point, right? She was just kind of doing it for something to do. And turns out the reason she got that property is she was the last ditch effort they had, because this guy had been living in there for free for 4 years.
Wow.
He stopped paying his mortgage right as COVID hit. And he just said, I'm not paying it anymore. And through the pandemic and other ways that he civilly and legally knew how to do this, he stayed in that property successfully for 5.5 years.
I may or may not have known a realtor who told my roommate, listen, we're going to make this short sale a long sale.
Yeah. All right. And, you get the cash for keys things from the banks where they're basically paying you to get out. Like, that's how bad it was. Banks were like, I tell you what, I'll give you $5,000 to leave this property right now. And they would hand the keys over, and you would hand them a check, and the bank would be like, good, I got the property, now I can process it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what was happening.
And because the law was what the law was, they were in this gray area where these cases would just sit there, and they would file motion after motion and appeal after appeal, and they would file bankruptcies. Exactly. And they do whatever they could.
Extension after extension.
To slow it down. Right. And it was really, it's so frustrating for the client who's shelling out tens of thousands of dollars in property taxes and lawyer fees and trying to keep the property maintained because they're still an HOA, and the HOA doesn't want the property to look, derelict. And
let me ask you this something real quick. The one question I do get asked about these squatters things is, how do they keep the power on? Because you're like, well, you can't live in a house without power or water. But from what I understand and what we saw was, as long as the power company is receiving a check for the power used at that property, they don't really ask any questions.
Yeah, that was one of the ones I had where they had a bill that was coming to the house. They had the utility bills that were coming to the house, and my client, as the legal owner, couldn't turn off the utilities,
right?
Even though the title was in their name. And so, and when law enforcement were contacted, they said, "Well, there's a bill here." But that's exactly what happens, right? They go on. They usually they pay. Let's say there's like a $50 fee to turn on the gas, or if maybe there's an old bill that's attached to the property, they'll pay off the old bill, and they'll just keep paying the utilities.
That's right.
And they'll do that indefinitely. I had one though where there was no power, like no AC, no power, and I don't know how the person was surviving, but I guess open windows and hoping for a breeze. But I had one where there was no power, and because we went out and physically inspected the property with the sheriff when we were getting it transferred over, and it was smelling like you imagine Florida used to smell.
So on top of that, this is the other thing we've heard. Like when we started dealing with those REOs, this is what we heard. So we would talk to the people, and they would be like, and we were like, well, what's it going to take? Or, we can turn the water and power off, or, and they're like, and all the people who knew about this was like, whatever you do, don't turn the water and power off.
Yeah.
Try to find out another path, because what's going to happen? They're still not going to leave. And buddy, let me tell you, if you don't have water in the house, they're still going to go.
Yeah.
And we know that because we found a house in Lake County where they had designated one of the bedrooms as that room.
The poop room?
Yes. And when you open the door, the corners, because they would lean up against the corner and squat down, and that's where they went.
Oh.
Yes, sir, my man.
You could smell.
You want the water and power on. You can figure out a way to get past it. And another thing is, the more you made it difficult on them, they would leave in the middle of the night after singing a hammer into everything in the house. They would tear the cabinets down. They would ruin all the drywall. They would break the toilets in half. The worst of humanity.
Drop instant concrete mix in the toilets.
That's right.
And flush them and watch the concrete, harden.
Yep.
But the property that we had to repossess when I went with the sheriff to, you could smell it. I parked at the driveway with the sheriff's officers, and you could smell it standing on the outside of the driveway from the curb.
Oh yeah.
It was
rancid.
It was vile.
It's vile.
Yeah.
And you would think to yourself, how do people live in there? And you'd go in the houses, and they would have like these miscellaneous pieces of old furniture they would move around. And you're like, man, they're like living like you're building a fort as a 5-year-old. Like that's how they're living. Grown ass people.
Yeah.
And
it's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Talking to Ray Trenley here from OneFirmForLife.com. That's TK Law. Offices there in Altamont Springs. Take a little break, come back, and we'll get out of here in just 1 second.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Ian Cassette with your Central Florida forecast. It'll be a comfortable evening with mostly clear skies tonight and a low only falling to 65 degrees. Tuesday, expect a little bit more cloud coverage, but a very warm day, the warmest day of the week, a high of 89 degrees. This is ahead of our cold front that arrives Wednesday. Expect to bring us showers and storms and potential for a few stronger storms and even an isolated severe thunderstorm. It'll also be windy with wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Ian Cassette.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Dell Technologies and Intel are pushing what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to now.
Let's get you that bathroom that you've been dreaming of for so long, and here's why it's been a dream for so long. You just won't pull the trigger on it. Every time you decide to do that, people are like, oh, no, hold on. Have you talked to this guy or that guy or this person? Have you looked at these toilets or these sinks? And then you have like a myriad of things you think you need to do before this bathroom comes together. And of course, you just kind of give up on it and then go on with that old bathroom that you hate. Well, you got to stop thinking like that and let my friends over at Rebath get you a quote on a brand new, beautiful bathroom that you're going to love for years. And guys, we're talking quality materials like natural stone, travertine, and marble, all those beautiful colors, name brands for fixtures and sinks and toilets, and even better, multiple choices of styles and colors for all of that. In other words, It is like a playground when you go in with their design team with your ideas and their products. Your bathroom is going to be gorgeous. It's going to complement the rest of your house. You're going to be happy. And now you can have those wonderful events like Easter dinner at your place. No more embarrassing guest bathroom for you guys. And here's how you know, right? Here's how you know you're going to get a good job. This company installs the bathrooms for the two big DIY stores, the blue and the orange. That's who they rely on. If those guys can trust them, you can certainly trust them. Go online and check out the website and then book your appointment because your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
Hey, Magic fans, when you're heading out to the Kia Center or anytime you're away from your business, commercial, or residential property, or you have a special event and you want to be sure that you're well protected, contact American Protection Services and Investigations, proud partner of the Orlando Magic. For a full list of our security services, dial 833-4APSI. Over 30 years in the business, your safety is our top priority because your business is our business.
You got a service dog? Actually, he's a deals dog. Since I'm looking for a new car, I trained him to sniff out awesome rates, member discounts, and fast decisions. Cool, huh?
But you know Navy Federal Credit Union has all those things, right?
You're right. He's got the scent. Oh, wait. Nope. That's just the bacon in my pocket.
Apply for a Navy Federal Credit Union auto loan online, at a branch, or on our mobile app. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Message and data rates may apply. Visit NavyFederal.org for more information.
Are you over 30 and putting off life insurance? It's time to get a quick quote from Ethos. A better, easier way to get term life insurance. All online with no medical exam. Answer a few health questions and you could be approved for up to $2 million. Isn't it worth 10 minutes to help protect your family's financial security? Ethos. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com.
As a parent, you're probably unsure what college will look like for your child in the future. Rest assured, Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. There's no way to know what type of higher education your child will pursue years from now. But whether it's a 2-year state college, 4-year university, trade, or technical school, in-state or out, our flexible 529 prepaid plans will help you pay for it, starting at just $34 a month. So you can plan on giving your child the best future possible. Florida Prepaid open enrollment ends April 30th. Find your plan today.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war in term life. Industry rates have dropped dramatically in the past few years. For example, a man aged 45, non-smoker, can get $1 million of coverage for $75 per month, level rate for 10 years. Or a man aged 50, non-smoker, can obtain $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of $110, level rate for 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rate for 20 years. If you're a smoker, we have great rates available for you as well. At Term Busters, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. If you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call for a free quote today. 800-200-2250. That's 800-200-2250. Don't wait. Call 800-200-2250. 800-200-2250. Sample rate quotes based on preferred non-smoker rate class. Exam required to qualify.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We have a local actor here in the world and in the Central Florida area that's kind of doing great, man. You guys ever heard of a guy named Adam Murray?
Yeah. He was just in Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and I just saw on Facebook that he just landed like a big deal for a recurring part in another show. This guy was like he still does stand-up, but he was a stand-up around town. He would do open mics, and then he would just kind of go out on the road, and we noticed like every other weekend he was up in Atlanta or he was up doing this, and then he started showing up. I think his first big break was Stranger Things. He was in one of those episodes where there was they were doing like a PTA meeting or a town meeting, and he was one of the angry townspeople. But man, he has taken his look and his abilities and turned it into a little career there. And I was trying to find it right here where he was just hired, and it's just very cool to see a guy that that used to do open mic stand up. It's called it's a series called Pulse.
Okay, it's not on his IMDb page.
Yeah, and he just put it up 2 hours ago.
Oh, wow.
It says, Jack Bannon, Jesse Usher, Adam Murray, 5-cast in Netflix medical drama series Pulse. Good for you, dude. That's awesome to hear, man. He's a good cat, too, by the way. Good dude.
I don't know if I've ever met him.
Oh, yeah, he's a wonderful guy. Like almost like a nerdy movie guy, and he's a very affable character, really affable guy, really nice. Like everybody's super happy for him to make it, which is weird in the entertainment business. Usually there's some pretty bitter people when somebody makes it, and they don't. They're bitter about it. Nobody is unhappy for Adam. He's a good dude.
Who was the guy that, I think it was one of the Saltburn dudes or what? Somebody hosted SNL recently, and he's like, in the 7 years I've been in this business, and you're like, screw you, man. Some of these people have been going to audition after audition and letdown after letdown, and this, good-looking guy is 7 years in and hosting SNL.
Right. Yeah. Has nothing to do with his looks.
Pissed off a lot.
All right, 407-916-1041. Welcome back. I am Jim, Deb, and C. Lane here today, which we appreciate greatly again.
Thanks for having me.
Forever indebted, my friend. And,
thank you so much.
Got me out of some diaper changes today.
Okay, Ray Trinley from TK Law, onefirmforlife.com, sitting in for the last segment as well. Deb, you ready?
I am.
All right, let's do it. You heard it here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on the Jim Colbert Show.
Yeah, a few stories actually that broke a little bit later in the day we weren't able to cover in woke news. So here we go. The Florida Supreme Court is allowing measures on both abortion and marijuana to be on the state's November ballot. The abortion measure would prevent the state from banning abortions before viability or when necessary to protect the patient's health. Current Florida law allows abortions through 15 weeks of pregnancy, but that will change in 6 weeks. Will change to 6 weeks once a new state law goes into effect in 30 days. Meanwhile, the marijuana measure would legalize recreational marijuana for anyone 21 and above.
Yeah.
All right, drivers in Florida will continue to save on major highways. Governor Ron DeSantis was in Miami earlier this afternoon where he announced additional funding for the toll relief program to extend it through March of next year. To receive the 50% discount, people will need to have a Sun Pass and pass through toll plazas at least 35 times each month.
Yeah, I'm going to be able to do that.
And then finally, speaking of money, skip all of that and just grab a Powerball. Let me try that again. Powerball jackpot.
There you go.
The jackpot is sitting at $1 billion.
Yeah.
This comes after there's no grand prize in Saturday
Guess
night's
that means
drawing.
my Friday ticket did not hit anything.
No, the jackpot comes with a cash value of over $483 million.
Yeah, I just saw they announced the new California winner as well. It was a young lady who bought it not far away from where that other guy just bought that $1.1 billion. Both of them near Skid Row in California.
Oh,
interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, they don't need it because now California minimum wage workers getting $20 an hour.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and now you've heard it here first.
Thanks. And, the other thing that we announced, or they announced today for roads, did you guys see the latest announcement for the charging road?
No.
So they're building a new road out in the Lake County area that's supposed to connect, I think, 27 or 429 or something like that. And I think the road is going to be relatively short, but a portion of it, I want to say about a mile of it or so, is going to charge your car while you drive if you have an electric vehicle.
Oh, fascinating.
Now, the cool thing is, and here's what I found fascinating.
Wirelessly, or do you hook up somewhere?
No, wireless. Okay. You drive and it charges. Now, because it's such a short road, you're not going to get a real giant charge. They're saying it's going to give you maybe 2 or 3 or 4 miles while you're on it. It's not that big of a deal.
Still.
But what they did show is this. They're trying to show the viability of it. The road itself is going to cost $550 million. By the way, roads aren't cheap to build. I don't know if you guys know that. How much of that $550 do you believe is dedicated to building this charging system into the road?
500.
500 million of it?
Yeah.
No.
250 million.
She took mine. I'll say 249.
Only 10 million of it.
Oh,
10
wow.
to 15 million of that, which leads you to believe, like, damn, man, if it only takes $10 or $15 million to do that, and you really want to push that through now, because electric cars right now.
You're right about roads being expensive then.
Yeah. They are, buddy. They're very expensive. We have a family in the paving business over on the coast, and you just can't believe how much roads and stuff. I mean, you know, that I-4 Ultimate thing was, what, a $5 billion project?
Yeah.
Or it went to $5 billion?
My God.
It's just interesting. You know, it took how long for Apple to get all the people to have the wireless charging on their phones, and it's just remarkable to me that they're going to be able to do that with cars that are moving.
know.
You know, it's just I don't know.
It is very bizarre. You wonder what effect that's going to have on your body after a while. I mean, I was just talking to my wife about this very story, and I said, I remember when Jim Carrey stopped using his cell phone up to his head. That was 10 years ago when Jim Carrey's like, yep, nope, I always speak on speaker. I never put this thing next to my head, because he swears on
Cancer,
everything. He swears
5G.
it's gonna blow his head off, like cancer his face off. He just says, I'm waiting for it to melt, you know?
Turns into the mask for real.
Yeah, really. All right, 407-916-1041. Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to kick it off by thanking once again C-Lane for doing double duty and producing for us today. Thank you so
are
much.
more than welcome.
You did a fantastic job.
Look at this guy.
We also want to thank our good friend, attorney Ray Trendley from TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. We also want to thank Brandon Kravitz from our sister station, FM 96.9 The Game. And last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube
Sure
chat.
thing. And be sure to keep up with our buddy Ross Padgett, rosspadgettcomedy.com, and follow him on social media to make sure you're finding out where he's doing stand-up. His Friends show, we'll be talking to him about that a little later, too. What you got going this week, buddy?
I'm in court like 4 days this week.
Really?
So I'm just busy this week.
Is this the season for something? I know I ask you that occasionally.
Yeah, February is usually like our peak, but then now all the cases that came in February, we're going to be in court in April and May. So
what's if I came to you for a lawsuit, what's the average time it takes to get into like the discussions of what's going to end it?
It really depends on the type of case, but we put incentives internally in my office that, you know, for example, divorce, we want it to be resolved within about 6 to 8 months, you know, for litigation. And if it's not litigation, you know, 2 to 3 months. You know.
Right. Just get it all panned out. Yeah.
That's the deal. I mean, we want it to be resolved quickly.
For sure. Yeah. All right. Coming up tomorrow, what'd you do that's new? We'll go over, well, are we going to do that tomorrow with Jack gone?
No, because there's no point. And then it was the movie Poor Things.
Yeah, I have to check it out anyway.
Oh, did you see that?
Not yet. Jack assigned it for us.
I saw the first half of it right before it got real sexy, I guess. It's very bizarre.
Very interesting movie. You missed a lot of
I heard.
What I heard.
Yeah,
you didn't even make it to the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo?
No.
Oh, buddy.
I didn't make it to any of that. All I saw was...
Yeah, the one thing they never explained was why that dude blows those weird bubbles.
Oh, really? Don't say that. Please stop, because I haven't seen the rest of it yet.
We've got another week to
All
go
right,
before
good.
we have to review that one, and then you figure out what you're going to assign.
Right, exactly. We'll have Scott Brown for It's Only Money as well.
Yep.
Your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long, plus some prizes as well. Let's get the hell out of here, Chris. All right, guys, on behalf of Deb, Chris, and Ray, I am Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the Monsters of the Morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Monday evening.
Have a great night. Bye.
Give me a freaking break.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Still looking at heavy traffic on